Hey, howdy everybody. Good evening. Welcome back to the Streaming Sofa. Happy Tuesday. Back here on a weeknight. Finally. It has been a minute since I have done a weeknight stream. I have been either very busy or in a lot of pain. And tonight I am somewhere in the middle. Well enough, let's say. Well enough to do a little low impact streaming this evening. Not for super crazy long, but enough to check out a little bit of good gaming time. We are back on demo diving. We are gonna check out a couple issues of what is now known as official PlayStation magazine, formerly PlayStation Underground, but has since been absorbed into its bigger, I guess, more popular cousin now that it has moved on to the PS2. I still haven't really gotten to the bottom of why that branding change happened, but official PlayStation magazine used to be essentially just demos, like just straight demos. All of like the promo and making of stuff was not included on those things. That's where PlayStation Underground was handling it, and then eventually there was some kind of crossover or whatever, and the two merged, and now we have so many more demo discs to look at from the PS2 era. There's an insane amount of official PlayStation magazine issues. It's around like 60 something. It's completely absurd. So we have plenty to look at. Which is good, because we're gonna need something to fill in all the time while we wait for Disney to decide whether or not they're gonna allow my YouTube channel to survive. So we did a playthrough of A Bug's Life on PS1 this last Saturday, and the way that game works is because it is an old like Disney licensed game. There are no like original cutscenes in it. There's no like in-engine presentation for that game. All the cutscenes in that game are just clips from the movie. And sure enough, my VOD was flagged 12 times. 12 times upon upload. For this thing. I will show you here. One sec. Find this. Still haven't found like an easy like copy paste solution for getting image sources into OBS, but here you go. This is this is what I was given upon successful upload of this VOD, which funnily enough, I was trying to export it just directly from Twitch, which usually works just fine. This one, for whatever reason, just would not upload. I literally waited like a full like 2 days, and it just sat there on processing forever, for truly forever, and it wasn't until I decided, okay, well, fuck this. Something is maybe broken on like the Twitch uploading side of things. Something about this video does not want to parse through YouTube's conversion or whatever. So I instead uploaded the video directly from my PC, because I record everything locally. So I just made a slightly different edit of the VOD, which just means I just cut out the music from the beginning, which I usually do through YouTube's editor. So I just did that on my PC with the actual raw footage, threw it up, and I mean truly, the moment it was done uploading, the very moment it was done uploading, I immediately get a notification on my phone from YouTube Studio letting me know that my video has been blocked from being seen anywhere. Like it's not, it is not as simple as just what I've gotten before, where it's just like, hey, you know, you've been content matched for these background songs or whatever. This is straight up, your video cannot be seen globally. Just hard no on allowing this video to go out into the world. Just fucking hilarious. I should have seen it coming, but it is what it is. So I have filed an appeal on this, basically under fair use, saying that, hey, these are cutscenes that are included as part of a video game product. I am doing commentary over the entirety of the video. It is the focus of the video is the full experience of the game, not just these random clips from the movie. You know, and we'll see what happens. Basically, there are a couple of ways that this goes. The one that I am the most expecting to happen is the appeal gets fully ignored, and 30 days from now, the claim is lifted and the video goes up, right? Because that's basically how it works. So when you file an appeal, it doesn't go through YouTube. It goes through to the claimant, right? So if you because you basically are given two options. Here's a little behind the scenes on YouTube's content or copyright moderation stuff. You can immediately escalate it for manual review. If you do that, it goes to YouTube. And that is where you get all like the horror stories of people who have tried using that, and then YouTube immediately denies the appeal. And people get fucking like banned and shit because they're just handling it through their fucking AI horseshit, right? Like it's just like no human being ever actually looks at these so-called manual reviews for YouTube. It's just not a thing that they do. So that's one option. And that is a tempting option to use because basically they say that that has as short of a turnaround as 7 days versus filing an appeal to the claimant, which skips YouTube's moderation. It completely, no one from YouTube looks at it. It then goes directly to whoever's name is the one claiming ownership of the copywritten material. The way that works is they can either approve the appeal, say it's fine, video goes up, no issues, right? You may have to do some sort of like, I don't know, like accreditation or something, you know, like I'm sure that they could probably stipulate certain specific things that need to be included in maybe like the video description or whatever, but whatever, like the video gets to exist. Number two, they deny the appeal. And the video does not become visible. That can come with a potential copyright strike, which could put your channel in jeopardy. So I am rolling the dice a little bit here. But here's the third thing, and it's the thing that I am the most expecting, which is after 30 days, if the claimant doesn't do anything, the appeal just automatically goes through, the claim is dropped, and the video goes up like normal. That is how they kind of balance this out, is that whoever is claiming ownership of the thing has 30 days to sort it out, say yes or no. And if they say nothing, it counts as a yes. So I am banking on the likelihood that Disney, mega corporation that they are, has better things to do than review my tiny ass channel with this VOD playthrough of a PS1 game that was released 30 years ago. That's what I'm expecting to happen. So we shall see. Who knows? It is entirely possible that my whole entire YouTube channel just gets fucking nuked. Which I don't think would happen for a first-time offense. That would be fucking wild if it went that far. I don't expect that happening, but the possibility is there, which of course would really make me sad. But that seems like a very far off type of possibility. There's no malicious intent behind the video. There's nothing about it that I think actually like warrants any like level of concern. But it is very funny that usually like the worst thing that has happened on the VODs is they'll get blocked like in Russia or Belarus or whatever because someone did like the burn redeem or one of like these random songs that play like in the background from OC Remix over here. Even though OC Remix stuff is copyright free, like that is kind of like by design that it can be used freely for like streaming and stuff. For whatever reason, like certain regions will still like block that shit because of whatever. I think it happens more on times when I've used like random like chiptune mixes off of YouTube, because those may not have gone through the same type of agreement thing. But it happens from time to time. I'm less worried about that. I'm less worried about the situations where some random country somewhere won't show my stuff to people. I'm, you know, not to be exclusionary or whatever, but let's face it, I'm not making my content for them. Like I am a very, very, you know, I look like this and I sound like this. So that is basically like how things are going. That's what the general appeal is going to be. It's going to be like to like the States. It's going to be very like Western focused type stuff. So I'm not concerned about that. This is the first time that it's been kind of like no one can see your video anywhere, which because Disney is Disney. So we shall see what happens. The good news, however, is that I have not once gotten flagged. Actually, no, that's not true. We actually, you know what? I'm gonna reset this. The bad news is that I'm going to continue to play with fire tonight. Because, as you know, if you've been on these demo disc dives in the past, very commonly, one of the things that comes up on these demo discs is licensed music. Just straight up, if they're not songs that are just being like randomly used in some video package, there are just straight up music videos, and those absolutely like do not fly. Those absolutely do not go under the radar by any stretch. They are absolutely the kind of thing that are going to show up in a content ID thing and probably get the video blocked in a certain region. But fuck it, we're gonna go for it anyway. We're gonna see what happens. You know, first and foremost, these things are for Twitch. You know, like the YouTube channel is mostly for preservation purposes. You know, if I'm being fully honest, they're mostly for like me to go back and watch, because oftentimes I don't even really like, obviously I'm present for these streams, but there will be times just kind of like, man, I don't even remember what the fuck happened on that one, because so many things were going on, or I got like so angry at this game or whatever. I don't even remember why. Case in point, I actually spent the last couple of days rewatching the Valeno and my playthrough of Mega Man X7. I was curious because that was now almost a year ago that we did that, and I was curious to see it now pretty far removed from it. It was just kind of like, all right, you know, like really, what was this like, and what was like the real experience of this from like a viewer's side of thing. And I was chatting with Valeno about this earlier today. The funny thing about it is, in the entirety of that playthrough, across all three videos, all three streams that we did of that game, you can tell at no point am I ever having fun. At no point am I ever enjoying playing that game. And it's not even from like a, oh, this, well, I mean, a lot of the times it's from a this sucks perspective, but it is mostly from the game just generally just isn't fun to play. It is extremely slow. It is very like unresponsive, like everything about it. There's nothing visually interesting about it. It is a very awkward, bad video game, and you can really tell that I am just like I'm immediately over it. I don't know if I've ever had a more like passive experience with playing a game than I have with Mega Man X7. So it has made me curious, because now I'm going back and I'm like I want to like go watch the VODs from like X5 and X6 and see if I was in a similar kind of situation, because I definitely hit a spot with both of those games where I just was not having any fun at all. But I still had to be engaged with it because the games are super fucking hard. X7 isn't even difficult. It's just bad. So that's why the VOD channel exists. That's why the YouTube channel exists, is to be able to go back and remind myself, oh yeah, no, you were right. You were right. This game fucking sucks. So hopefully tonight won't be a bunch of games that fucking suck. Tonight we might get some bangers. Who knows? I do not know what is on these discs. As per usual, I go in as blind as I can. I will basically like launch it once to make sure that the thing works. And then from there, everything is going to be a surprise. So we're going to be very early in the PS2 library today. We most recently on the PS2 side of things, we checked out the last issue of what was named PlayStation Underground, which is issue like 5.1 or whatever. Or it may have just been just 5, because there wasn't. No, I think it was 5.1 because I think the other disc was for the PS1 still. Or maybe it was issue 4.4 where they did the split disc thing. I honestly don't remember. At this point, I don't recall exactly how things were split up. But the point being, this is the first American issue now of PlayStation Magazine, official PlayStation Magazine, for the PS2 in its most current or in its final form, I suppose. There were like UK releases of these discs, which I'm not particularly interested in checking out, only insofar as I'm sure we will get coverage of everything just fine by focusing on the US stuff anyway. But also, as we have discovered with like the Xbox and Xbox 360 demo discs, some of those like PAL region discs tend to be a little bit squirrely on the emulation side of things. And two, there were things that I just never would have organically come across in the first place. Like I was at least aware of PlayStation Magazine growing up in the States. So, we have to like limit our scope a little bit. If someone like hits me up with like details about one of these demo discs that was maybe like a region specific one that was just like, oh, but you really need to see like the crazy shit on this particular one, we will check that out. But for now, like the focus is absolutely going to be on like the US releases of things. Again, not making my content for other people. This is the shit that I would have had. So we're going to hop on into it. We will waste no more time. Let's say so long to the tunes. And as usual, we're going to try to do two discs tonight. Wait, we didn't do issue 49 of this. I don't think. I'm wondering why it's showing my playtime on this. Oh, because I've just had this thing run. Okay, that's why. All right. Let's get into it. This is official PlayStation Magazine number 49. and it has this really long load screen in the beginning. I think that's part of why my playtime is listed as so long in this.
Hey gang, well it's E3 time again, which is why I'm hanging out in front of the Los Angeles Convention
She's
Center.
back.
Hey Maggie, since this is our first issue packaged in with the official PlayStation magazine, you may want to take this opportunity to introduce yourself.
Oh, that's right! Hi gang, I'm Maggie, the host of the PlayStation Underground, and as my producer just mentioned, we've teamed up with the official PlayStation magazine so that every once in a while you'll get more than just your regular demo disc. You'll get a DVD, playable only on your PlayStation 2, packed with interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, memory card downloads, and more!
And one annoying, bubbly host.
To celebrate the transition, we thought we'd do something a little different for this issue. So our programmers are using a new 360-degree camera technology from a company called En Route. From the time you enter the E3 hall until you reach the Sony booth, you can actually get a quick peek at the show floor. Here's how it works. Once I take off out of here, you can use the analog sticks to pan the camera left or right, so you can virtually look around.
I figured you'd sneak that word in there somewhere.
Dang, we got
Google
Street View for E3 this year.
Check out some of the games and videos in different areas.
And what about the stories?
I'm getting to that. When you're inside the booth, you can also check out the segments we shot while in Japan on the games Dark Cloud and Extermination.
I thought you went to the
Oh,
Tokyo
good.
Game
Only
Show.
bangers on this disc.
However, rather than showing you the games that will someday end up on the shelves here in the US, we thought we'd give you a look at some of the stranger titles.
And downloads?
They're in there. Just look for the icon on the menu display.
Well, it sounds to me like you've got this issue wrapped up, but aren't you afraid that the 360-degree camera will show your bad side?
What bad side?
Great stuff. I think I said this last time. It is crazy seeing her model in like not complete garbage like quality. All right, so oh my god, it's 360 video. I'm actually like controlling the rotation. This is actually, you know what? This is fucking wild. Okay, so we got the Nintendo GameCube over there. We got demos for Soul Reaver 2. We got the third-party licensing kiosk. Is this Twisted Metal, I'm assuming? It's gotta be, right? It's the fucking Barbie Explorer. Oh god. Harry Potter games. Snoopy. Jesus Christ. All right, so avoid that section like the plague. What else we got? All right, we're heading into EA Sports. Here's Madden 2002. Street from EA Big, back when they wanted to make fun sports games. Oh, let's take a picture over the Jack and Daxter waterfall. Demos for Maximo. Is that Okage? And a ban. I saw a banner for FF10 back there. Is that the whole thing? So I guess it was specifically showing off like the PlayStation area. That would make sense. They wouldn't do like the whole thing. Honestly, that was pretty cool. That is a neat thing to throw in here. Obviously, it's a little motion sickness inducing because it's not very smooth. But that was a neat thing to include in here. All right, so we have a completely different menu this time. The previous one, it was like that weird like space station thing. Now we're just like full on blueprint mode. All right, so we got the E3 booth, we got the vault, download cafe, press room, E3 roundup, the bulletins, of course, Tokyo Station, broadband. All right. Is the E3 booth going to be what we just did? No. All right. We're just jumping right on into it. Here we go. I'm so glad we get like so many of these discs focus so heavily on like all the E3 stuff, which I love. I'm so glad that we get access to these things. Man, does any of this still exist? Like any of these props? I have to imagine most of these things got destroyed. This is really cool though. Like, look at how much work went into like building all this shit. I mean, they still do that. Well, I mean, we don't have gaming conferences anymore. Not really. Obviously, E3 is gone, but we don't really. I don't know if we see stuff like that so much. I will say, you know, working in the gambling industry, you know, when I go to conference to like the cons that will come around like once a year or whatever. Every now and again, you might see someone who like splurges to do like some sort of like crazy like art things, or like statue stuff or whatever. But it's usually only like the really like big players. It'll be like Aristocrat or like Scientific Games. Sometimes Konami will spring for something, but typically, you know, a lot of those shows are very like safe, I suppose. They're slot machines, you know, so they don't really have the same type of like mascot style IP or whatever to really like pull from. You know, people are there to talk about math. People are there to talk about payouts and features and stuff like that. They're not really there to like appreciate the artwork, I suppose. All right, let's see what's hanging out in the vault here.
The warriors have
okay.
The lines
We got an ad for Toonami. We got straight fucking anime coming on.
The rewards unbelievable.
This could be your last chance for freedom and power.
This fight is all or nothing.
It's showtime!
Every weekday at 5, Cartoon Network is building you a better cartoon show. The finest action cartoons all assembled in one place.
Man, I remember those like little CG interstitials of the little space guy.
I will destroy him.
Use any means necessary.
We won't be intimidated by criminal threats.
We call this Toonami. Tougher than the best.
Man.
Stronger than the rest. Weekdays 5
Remember when
to 7,
Space Guy had a beer belly?
only on Cartoon Network. Accept no substitutes.
Yeah, I've talked before like about like we never had cable. At least at my house, we never had cable. But my grandparents did. And I spent a lot of time. I've talked about this before. I've spent a lot of time growing up in my grandparents' house. You know, both my parents worked, and so they babysat us like all the time. That is where, you know, I played Rocket Knight Adventures for the first time, Sonic the Hedgehog, like all of my like the vast majority of my Sega Genesis experience, and also, I mean, a decent amount of my NES experience, you know, was spent like with my grandma, at their place. But I remember in on the rare occasion when I wasn't just glued to one of their gaming consoles, I would obviously, you know, be checking out Cartoon Network, and the way that because it would always work out where like the hours that we were there meant that the only Toonami thing that I ever saw was Dragon Ball Z, and it would only ever be like the recap episodes, or, you know, like the shit where it was just, you know, like just like the very stereotypical like charging up episodes. Like it was that kind of shit. I'm pretty sure that the stuff that I saw would have been during like the Frieza saga stuff. there's like this very like brief window of Dragon Ball stuff that is familiar to me. I actually had more familiarity with the original show, like Dragon Ball full stop, because that one did play on network TV. And so I had definitely seen that a lot more. And when Dragon Ball Z came around, I by that point I had kind of like already entered my era of just kind of like, I don't know about this anime stuff. This seems kind of dumb. I don't know. I don't get this show. Everybody's just like screaming at each other. Nothing really happens in it. Like, this isn't as cool as Sailor Moon is, was basically my takeaway. I like Sailor Moon and Pokemon, you know, like Dragon Ball Z I thought was like super lame. And I think it had to do just more with the fact that I had just never like sat down and watched it. I was only ever catching like the middle of an episode or whatever, and it would be like every 2 or 3 days kind of thing. All right, we got stuff for Okage, MX 2002, Portal Runner, oh boy, Kinetica, Cool Borders, there always has to be a Cool Borders game, Eco, all right, Klonoa 2, Spy Hunter. That's crazy. I talked about on last stream, I mentioned how I was making a list of like some like shorter games I could do in a single sitting, and I landed on A Bug's Life. Spy Hunter was on that list. Specifically the GameCube version of Spy Hunter is on the backlog. Draken, the Ancient's Gate. Did this game even come out? Gauntlet Dark Legacy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Star Wars Super Bombad Racing. Good Lord. All right, Soul Reaver 2. There's a decent amount of demos on this thing. We usually don't look at demos. Ironically enough, on the Demo Disc Dive, we don't usually look at the demos. But... Oh, did this freeze for you guys when I moved off of the... Oh my God. Shit. Well, that is a bummer. So I was trying to figure out how to fix the thing where when I clicked off of when I clicked off of the game in the past, it would like start slowing down for some reason. And now it seems that it has broken in a way where it just fucking freezes. Which is going to make streaming things very difficult indeed. Okay. I think now that I don't have as the active window, but I can click around other stuff. Okay, we should be good to go there. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I wanted to... The reason I clicked off the screen is I wanted to see if that Draken... I guess this is Drakon. Did this game come out? 2002 action-adventure game developed by Surreal Software. Excuse me. It was the sequel to the 1999 Windows game Drakon Order of the Flame, which was published by Psygnosis. Wow. This released in 2002. Game has an aggregate score of 78 out of 100 on Metacritic. But Eurogamer gave it a 4 out of 10. Praising the story, humor, and combat, but criticizing the large amount of bugs and lack of variety in the gameplay. IGN gave it an 8.1 though, compared it to Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This is super weird. And like I said, we don't usually actually look at the demos, but because the PS2 was such like a blind spot for me in a lot of places, let's check this out. Let's hope this demo works. Oh, it might just be videos, actually. Honestly, if these are all videos, all the better for it. This looks like a fake video game. This, especially these on foot sections. These look, man, the on foot stuff looks like fake video game from an episode of CSI. Fall 2001. Inaccurate. Wouldn't come out for a few more months after that. Yeah, hey, you know what? Credit where it's due. That was definitely all in-engine footage. Okay, well, that has me curious. So are the rest of these also just going to be videos? I mean, like, if so, let's just sit here and just watch the fucking videos. Okay, no. All right, well, I'm not going to play the demo for Soul Reaver 2 because that game is already on the backlog. But I will check out the demo for Star Wars Super Bombad Racing because this game sucks. There is one good Star Wars racing game, and it's called Episode 1 Racer, and it's pod racing. And hopefully, there's about to be a second good Star Wars racing game. What is it? Galaxy Racers? Whatever the Galactic Racers? Whatever the fuck it's called. I don't remember what the title of it is, but it is supposedly made by whichever developers survived the shuttering of Criterion that still stayed on with EA. So it's like former like Burnout devs are on this game, and I gotta say, I watched the trailer for it. It sure seems like you're flying around in Star Wars ships doing takedowns. Like, I don't want to get too excited about it, but it seems like it might be kind of cool. Okay, so you play as these chibi nightmares in this game. Our options in the demo apparently are limited to Darth Maul and Yoda. So let's go Darth Maul so that he has a second thing to do ever. This also feels like a fake video game. Like, this is, I feel like there are a lot of games on the PS2 that have that feeling of them, kind of like this whole era, PS2 and Xbox specifically. Like, there's something about the kind of like really high frame rate but really low like texture quality that just makes things like look like they aren't finished. That Jawa just literally said Arriba. Jawa speaks Spanish now. Utini. And we're off. So it is your basic ass kart racer. I've already been hit by multiple things and I don't know why, but I just zapped the shit out of Yoda. Listen to this like weird, like this is like a Star Wars song. Oh God. But it's like a Star Wars song, like through like the lens of Pee Wee Herman or something. What the fuck are we listening to? Also, we ended up, man, that is a brutal reset to have to do if you don't make that jump. All right, we'll go send that sentry droid or spy droid out. I'm guessing that's like the blue shell of this game. Okay. I have no idea what happened. It's, oh, okay. Well, clearly don't want to actually touch those, I guess. This is awful. This this is absolutely terrible. The controls are fine, I guess, but it's like, look at how like how slow and like just like boring this looks. Oh my god, I keep running into so much bullshit. Oh, they got the twin sons of Tatooine though, you know, so they're nailing it. They're nailing the details where it counts, obviously. You know, put a giant sand crawler out there. Put a sandstorm in the middle, like, you know, just a random place on the track for no particular reason. 5th place. Stop celebrating. No one celebrates 5th fucking place, Darth Maul. Maybe you. With all 37 seconds of screen time you had. Woof. Try again. I don't think I will. Do or do not. There is no try again. 8 whole characters, 13 tracks, over 25 power-ups. Most of them identical. Go to superbombad.com. You know we got to find out. Superbombad.com now redirects to some other random Twitch streamer. That's hilarious. I'm not gonna share this person because obviously I don't have a single clue about them, who they are, what they're like, but that's so good for them. Good for them. Grab those URLs while they're hot, man. Especially if it is tied to an IP. All right. I'm just gonna go through and just check if these are other videos or demos. If the demos, we're gonna skip them. Klonoa 2 has got to be a demo. Yeah. Eco might be a video. Oh no, they did put a demo. Interesting. I don't really know how you do a demo of that game because it's kind of like one long linear experience. Also on the backlog, Eco. I wanted to play through that game for a long time. Sorry, was the third option on their skins? Is that what they? Yeah. So Kinetica is like one of these. It's like this weird. Well, you can see what it is. It's like you are the motorcycle. Very much one of these games that like is cooler in concept than in execution, because I remember the game itself being, not that I played a whole lot of it, but I remember it being kind of like whatever. It's kind of a cool aesthetic though. I'm a sucker for those kind of like trail effects. All right, Portal Runner, please don't be. Oh, it's a demo. Okay. All right, well, this is a game that we're definitely never going to play. So let's look at the demo for Portal Runner. Portal Runner is made by the Army Men video game people, the fine folks at 3DO. And I remember, I don't remember if it was a Game Informer, or it may have been one of like the very like few issues of like Game Pro that I ended up with in my possession. But whichever, I actually had some gaming magazine that had like a huge like walkthrough thing about Portal Runner.
Ooh, that was close. Cool outfit.
The Game Boy version of this, totally forgotten about. Yeah, there were a couple versions of this game. All bad. All bad.
Stay here, Leo. I'm gonna see if I can put those losers in checkmate.
Classic video game objective, rescue the wizard. Oh boy. All right, here we go. Oh, goody. Oh, are you fucking, oh my God. Okay. How the hell do I explain what is happening here? Okay. So she has like some kind of like pseudo tank controls, and because we're in this fucking era of games, the x-axis is inverted.
Ouch!
And so is the y-axis. So this is going to be fucking impossible. But also, like, if I rotate the camera, up is still, like, this is like what I mean, like the tank controls. Like, it doesn't adjust for where the camera is facing. Oh, God. Unless you move the camera. If you move the camera directly behind her, if you click the right stick and move the camera behind her, then it works like a normal camera you would expect it to. Okay, let's finish this so we never have to. Oh God, I found first person mode. Why is there a first person mode? This is also inverted. Left and right isn't, but up and down is.
Checkmate!
Oh, well done, young lady. Now,
Look, you can see through his face when his glasses move.
Look above. That arrow might just do it.
I don't think they can figure out how to do transparencies in this game. Oh, God, this feels... They didn't really even give her a walk cycle. They just kind of like slow down her animation. Okay, we can sidestep with L1, R1. I don't know if the triggers do anything. Okay, let's try platforming in this piece of shit. God damn it. I'm collecting. Oh, okay, we can cycle through some camera options here. That's fun. I'm collecting other. Ah, okay. So triangle switches arrow types. Got him. I am the world's best Portal Runner player. And the thing so to go back to like the magazine that I had about this thing, like And this was very much one of the dangers. You know, I talk about how I kind of miss this era of gaming coverage. Reading about it, it seemed kind of cool. They made it sound very interesting. It's just like this weird, like, high fantasy thing that's also sci-fi, but also takes place in like the Army Men universe. Because I believe this character is Sarge's daughter. I think is the relationship. But then like reviews started coming out for it, and then you start seeing like actual footage of it, and it is not good. I don't even understand like what the platforms changing color means, if anything. Oh, for fuck's sake. This is some Bubsy 3D shit of just like just random fucking platforms just appearing and disappearing depending on where you're standing in the level. Awful fucking controls. I think we're gonna die. Fuck this. No. No. Let me out. Let me out. Yes, I really want to quit. You have no idea how badly I want to quit. Vicky. Right. And of course you have to put her in a bikini on the box so that you actually sell more copies of the game. 20 levels with 4 styles of gameplay. The first style of gameplay is just fighting with the controller. I think the Game Boy game might genuinely be better. All right. Is this going to be okay? A video for Okage. I think I may have. Did I put this on the backlog or no? I may have. This is just another one of these like really strange like JRPGs that just kind of like Blue Dragon. Like it just looks so unique that I kind of just want to see what the hell it's about. Just remember it being really boring. Yeah, no, that totally tracks. I'm not surprised to hear that. Uh-oh. Okage has block pushing puzzles. Maybe we won't play this. It just has like just like a fun and like surreal art style to it. Like I think it's really visually interesting. Again, I really don't know anything about it, kind of like beyond its basic like premise and visual style. But I'm almost positive I threw this on the backlog just by virtue of like I just want to see what the hell this game is. Let's see. Did I throw it on here? I did not. Interesting. Maybe I'll put it. Maybe I'll throw it on there. I don't know. Why not? All I ever do is just add more games to the list. that is my curse, is just to continue throwing more games. Wow, there is an extremely long review for this game on Backlogged for 3 stars. And they start out with like a big chunk of like positives, and then a massive chunk of like what is wrong with the game. Maybe we don't look at this. I don't know. I mean, at this point, all right. I'm gonna throw it on the backlog just so I don't forget about it. But I will. I reserve the right in this moment right now to not necessarily play through the whole thing. All right, a decent vault. You know, not the best one that we've seen, but a nice balance of demos versus videos. Every time, ask me, when is Okage happening? Cool. I mean, hey, if you want to get yourself fucking banned, man, like, that's fine by me. I've threatened bans for less. All right, what's in the old press room? Okay, so these are going to be like our deep looks for Dark Cloud and Exterminator. Okay, well. I know there are people who really like Dark Cloud. I think people really like Dark Cloud 2. This won't surprise you. I tried checking out the first Dark Cloud and was immediately confused. It's like an RPG crafting
on a peaceful
game.
Summer night, the village of Naroon is bathed under the illumination of two moons. Music floating from below, the villagers dance in celebration of the harvest festival. Suddenly, a dark cloud appears from nowhere, bringing with it.
Found Dark Cloud interminably boring, but I haven't played it since I was like 15. I think that's old. I mean, that's old enough to get, you know, at least a decent feel for how you're engaging with something.
To revive and restore this world.
Dark Cloud 2 felt like 80%
After the destruction
resource collecting. Huh.
Our main character, Toan, awakens to total darkness. An old man appears before him and introduces himself as the Spirit Emperor. The Spirit Emperor bestows a great responsibility on Toan.
It literally said, that literally said, I am the Fairy King. And the narrator changed the name. Respect his title, goddammit.
Pure heart. He must now rebuild the world that has crumbled before him.
Toan's village has been destroyed by these evil beings. To rebuild them, you must first collect the various parts of the towns that have been dispersed to different dungeons, and you put them back together.
Yeah, so you like, you do like dungeon crawls.
People are released, and in return, reward you. The rewards lead you to your next adventure.
I don't know why I'm gonna sit here and talk and explain how the game works when that's literally what this video is. I might as well not even be here.
World-building system, which the game's creators have named the Georama system.
And this is where Tony loses interest. Right here, right in this moment.
Being able to build your own world and interact with it in real time is extremely fun. And we wanted to combine this new feature with a very popular genre like an RPG so that we could build an incredibly deep and robust game.
All these fucking menus and inventory bullshit and just
You begin building by using an overhead view to arrange the different elements in the village. You then can decide to immediately begin interacting with the environment and townspeople, or continue building the world. There's absolutely no delay. It occurs seamlessly and in real time.
Just remember going to the same modular dungeon over and over. Yeah. I just have no love for like city builder games. Like I really don't. They just don't click with me. I don't have the brain form. Like I have a really difficult time. Like just, I have a really difficult time just engage, like imagining like what like a what like a thing is supposed to look like. You know, I've talked about this before, where I have a really difficult time, you know, like translating ideas into like 3D or even 2D like actual like objects or whatever. So in my head, I know like what like a village should look like or what a city should look like. But then when you give me the tools to actually build one, I don't know how to make any of it interesting. I put things like in like a straight fucking line, and then I draw a road that goes across all of it, and then I'm like, and done. You know, like I do not have. And I had the same problem with like The Sims, which I played a ton of, but all my houses look boring. Like my houses didn't look like real houses because I don't know what it is. There's something about like architecture or whatever where like I don't have that thing where some people say that they don't have like they don't have like a visual imagination, like they can't like picture things in their head, or like I don't have an internal monologue, or like I don't hear a voice in my head or whatever, which I have a really difficult time like relating to. But my version of that is this. My version of that is I can picture thing in my head, cannot translate it out into the real world in any sort of way. Rather a game have a cool city for me to explore than make one for the game. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that's totally fair.
Carefully manage their development. Various fairy tale themes have been incorporated throughout the game.
There's some fun like monster designs and stuff in here though, it looks like.
A fantasy world filled with genies, talking animals, and magic. And the creators of Dark Cloud claim that only the power of the PlayStation 2 could bring this sweeping story to life.
We had grand visions as we began the development of Dark Cloud. There were so many things that we were able to do that we couldn't do before.
The PS1 couldn't possibly make a castle with that many stairs.
Realistic details that only the PS2 can allow. It's a dream come true.
Whoa, look at those QTs. Gotta interrupt your adventure game with a quick round of Guitar Hero.
Stunning graphics. Dark Cloud sets a new standard for role-playing games on the PlayStation 2.
What I love about this is that they make this game look pretty like exciting, and like look at all this stuff, look at all these different locations and places and all these monsters that you see and all these places you go to. I played the first hour of it, and like J-Dub mentioned, it was just like one kind of bland cave. And then I unlocked like, I don't know, a log cabin. And then it was like, okay, go plant your log cabin and then back into the dungeon you go. Thought I was buying a Final Fantasy type game and I was pissed. Well, that's okay, you know, you discovered Final Fantasy 11 and now that has taken over your life a second time. So it all worked out. All right, now let's take a look at this kind of junky third person shooter. Lots of traps in late 90s video. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, so to give Dark Cloud, you know, a little bit of credit and a little bit of grace here. What I will say is that we are still in the era of genres are being created. You know, just like how with the PS1, you know, and N64 days, we were seeing like whole new types of video games being released. We're still in that era. Like the PS2 is very experimental. I would say of the three consoles of this shared generation, I would say that the PS2 probably has the most experimentation on it, just by virtue of how fucking ginormous its library is. You know, there's like the GameCube. The GameCube saw a lot of innovation from Nintendo first-party stuff, a lot more than necessarily a lot of the other third-party stuff did. And the third-party stuff that was on the GameCube, most of it made its way onto the PS2 and the original Xbox as well. Anyway, so it's kind of hard to like credit that console with anything in particular. PS2 just had so many people making games for it, just like what the PS1 situation was, that you just end up with just like a lot of really weird and unique, you know, specific type of like niche type of games. Prefigured some modern roguelike design elements. Yeah, almost certainly. You know, like there are like we're still planting seeds here. Now let's see if we feel that same way when we look at Extermination, which is essentially just like a third-person horror shooter.
This summer, you will go on a mission deep into the Antarctic.
This summer.
Threat awaits. Fear and danger wait at every turn. A mission that you may not survive.
I remember borrowing this game from a friend and then playing very, very little of it.
This is Extermination. From Takuro Fujiwara and his team at Deep Space, Extermination will take you places you've never been before.
Like snow and inside a factory.
An underground research facility at the South Pole. Because of the extremely low temperatures, they're able to conduct experiments.
Exactly like Resident Evil 2.
Suddenly, a distress signal is sent from the base, and all communications are cut off.
Oh God, I love all these stock explosion sound effects.
And his partners in the Marine Special Forces Red Light Team arrive at the top-secret Antarctic base. They find that infected mutants have taken the base over, and that they are hell-bent on infecting the members of Red Light with their deadly virus.
Man, why does a research base in the Antarctic?
Well, there are creatures in the facility that have violently mutated.
With a mutating creature that tries to infect people, why does that sound? I don't know.
That substance.
Sounds familiar to me, and I can't place exactly why.
At first, when you become infected with the virus,
Take this.
you can cure yourself with medicine. You can recover.
The antibiotic.
Oh, well, that's convenient. Why didn't they just give that to everybody?
But if you get 100% infected, you can't cure yourself with the regular vaccine.
Yeah, the blob. I'm thinking of the blob.
When you're infected, your body gets eaten away from the inside. Your strength diminishes over time. When you've deteriorated completely, it's game over.
Well, that was kind of a neat effect. A pretty seamless transition there on that character model. That looked all right.
Deadly mutants, a lethal virus, danger at every turn. Sounds like a classic formula for an action movie, and that's exactly what Deep Space has aimed to create in Extermination. An action movie where the player is immersed into a world where his actions, his fear, and his wits are what control the outcome.
And also, the camera controls aren't very good, and the lock-on is spotty at best.
We all see tons of films, and they all affect us differently. They move us, or they excite us. So we wanted to make.
I was inspired by Scent of a Woman.
We thought that the gameplay would have a better feel to it. You'd get the full flavor and power of it all. So to make this a reality, we developed the Region Action System. And I think that clearly distinguishes this game from other action games.
Are we going to explain the Region Action System, or?
Region Action System, you control the character's movement with just one button. For example, when you need to jump, hitting the action button will make you jump. If you need to climb, just hit the same button. It makes the controls streamlined and easy to use.
So they made up an entire new bullshit term for context-sensitive button controls.
From the player's point of view, you're closer to being able to react to the game on a split-second gut basis.
So what's funny is I was thinking, did Conker do it earlier? I don't know if it did. When did? Oh well, I guess because Conker is. Wait a minute, am I getting super duper confused? Conker was original Xbox, right? Or was it? Oh my God. No, it was on N64. Okay, fucking. I was thinking. Okay, yeah. Was it Live and Reloaded? The remake was on Xbox. That's why I was getting. Yeah, man, I had a fucking traffic jam in my brain there for a second. That was weird. Yeah, no, Conquer has a whole fucking gag about context. Context sensitive means it's sensitive to the context. And you're welcome for me delivering that line at 3,000 times faster than anyone delivers a line in that fucking video game.
Other than his teammates, Sergeant Riley has one crucial companion in the Antarctic cold. His advanced, highly customizable assault rifle.
I was literally going to say his gun as a joke.
The player can rapidly customize the SPR-4. They can find attachments to make it into a flamethrower, a grenade launcher, or numerous other weapons.
Yeah, it saves us from having to make a bunch of models of different weapons.
Of Biohazard and the creator of Mega Man, extermination is the next step forward. You'll be amazed at the realism, as weapons experts were called in to work on the project.
Wait, did you say creator of Mega Man? I'm sorry, wait a minute.
Mr. Ichiro Nagata. This man is knowledgeable in military affairs. He writes articles for Combat Magazine, so he's extremely famous in Japan. He not only supervised the parts of the game having to do with guns and other firearms, he gave us all sorts of advice, such as how the characters should handle the weapons, how they should look while they're firing. We even took some of the movement in the game from the demonstrations he gave us.
We got this old man to point a gun at some video game developers for a while.
Extermination is a summer blockbuster you won't want to miss.
These fucking lens flares. Look at these lens flares! Oh, we're gonna see so many lens flares over however long we do these demo discs. Survive the virus. Or survivorus. Yeah, your closing shot should be watching 3 barrels disappear. Remember playing the game Eve of Extinction where the Protax GF is the weapon? Fucking what? Why does that sound familiar? I have not. I don't think I've ever seen this game. It's it's funny you describe that game and my brain goes to the to Bionic Commando, the specifically like the 360 and PS3 reimagining where the main character's wife lives inside his arm. All right, let's head back into E3 for the E3 roundup. Oh, we got all sorts of shit in here. Okay. Oh, we got a lot. Oh. Okay, I'm going to assume that they've probably done what they've done in the past, where like the E3 roundup is probably like the full version of this video, and then these are like the individual like breakout parts of it. Oh, we're covering some good shit in here. We are eating good tonight. Woohoo, woohoo. I need this song to pick what key it's in.
I'm the art director at Naughty Dog, and behind me is Jack and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. This game was created with the original team that did Crash
all these
Bandicoot,
games, all the Jack games on the backlog.
And this game is something that we're really excited about. It was developed for a year.
Mostly because they're really fucking long.
And you have various tasks to solve. And as you go forward, you see that there's a very involved story. We have in our world a lot of technology and mystery that has been left behind by the precursors who are somehow involved in the creation of this universe. Nobody really knows why it's there, but our main character, Jack, which is what the player controls, is special enough to be able to unlock these mysteries. It's got
He's our special boy.
There's 8 times of day change. There's no load time. At any given time, we're pushing anywhere from 20 to 50 times more polygons than you ever saw in Crash. And the sky's the limit with PlayStation 2. It really is unbelievable the amount of muscle we're getting out of the system. Jack and Daxter, Precursor Legacy. Look for it in stores this holiday season.
As usual, like Naughty Dog, like top of the line when it comes to like pushing each one of these consoles to their absolute limit. They're very, very good at what they do.
My name is Richard Fogey. The game that we're looking at here is Kinetica. It's a fast action racing game. It takes place in the future. Focused on this new style of racing where the bikes have been combined with the humans. It is sort of an armored suit where the wheels are attached to them so that they're right in there with the speed. And they can all do these high-flying, really acrobatic daredevil stunts as they're racing around on the
We heard about this guy who liked to fuck cars, and we just took that to its natural conclusion.
really head-to-head on the racing. One of the key things for any racing game is keeping the frame rate really solid. When the final game ships 60 across the board, which really makes for a smoother playing experience of the racing game, the player can really get much more control over their racer and much more control over what they're doing, and then the interaction is better.
David Cronin.
Check it out.
Yeah, so everyone on this team represents the 10 people who saw Cronenberg's Crash, and we were just really inspired. David Cronenberg, fuck, dude, you and I are gonna have a conversation when we next see each other in person. We have to talk about whatever's going on in your life, man.
And I'm the president and lead designer of Surreal Software, working on Draken 2, which you see behind me. It is a third-person action adventure game where you play Rin, who's a heroic female character, who's very athletic.
Not to be confused with another game called Draken.
Spells using a magic system, and then the coolest part is that you can get on Aerok, who is your dragon counterpart, and fly around, take to the sky.
You know, the first Draken game was on Windows. I wonder if it's possible that Valeno just misremembered which Draken he played.
Still very easy to control. One of the coolest things about the PlayStation 2 is it allows us to render.
Wait a minute, I didn't play this weird overworld game that has auto combat in it. There's actually this weird game where you fly dragons around and swing swords at stuff.
You're supposed to summon the Dragon Mother, who's the final creature, and she'll help restore peace and tranquility to the rest of the world.
Throwing lens flares at enemies.
2001.
It's fucking just this rockabilly interstitial shit. Just.
U.S. Navy SEALs is a military action game that we're developing for the PlayStation 2. It's a team-based game. So in both single player and multiplayer, the object is to use your teammates in order to accomplish the mission objectives. Another one of the features that we're really excited about with SOCOM is the online capabilities. SOCOM is going to be one of the...
We're finally introducing an easy way for you to call your friends slurs on the internet.
You'll be able to connect through the internet to our game servers and be able to join games with people who are already there. We're also able to work in collaboration with Naval Special Warfare to consult with them and capture what it's like.
You and your other hyper-competitive nerds who are going to take what is essentially a military simulation shooter game extremely seriously and are going to be really weird about it. You and your 3 friends with don't come to school tomorrow energy are going to love SOCOM.
Hello, I'm Sean Riddick. I'm the assistant producer on Okage. Okage is basically a role-playing game. Really, the most impressive features of the game are the art style and the attack system. The art style is really unique. The characters look really expressive. It's kind of
It looks really cool.
The way the characters are. Characters have really defined personalities.
I know it's not 100% accurate, and I know that's like reductive, but people know what you mean when you say this. It has that kind of like Tim Burton-esque look going on.
Really different than most RPGs, and I think it'll really set it apart. Okage will be available late summer, early fall on the PlayStation 2.
Oh, here we go.
Frequency is an online DJing game. It allows you
The proto DJ hero, guitar hero, kind of.
remix it together online.
It kind of started here with Frequency.
Each side of the tunnel represents a different instrument, and gems come down that side of the tunnel, and you got to match the beat of the gem.
I never played this. This always looked extremely complicated.
You'll be able to go online and meet up with friends through various chat rooms and actually play the game with 4 other people. They can each take a side of the track or a different instrument and play together. You also
This is kind of making me nauseous to look at, to be honest.
online via your PlayStation 2. You can actually take an existing song and remix it with your friends all at the same time. Frequency will be available coming this November on PlayStation 2.
That's very much one of those like niche games that has like some die-hard fans for it. And then the rest of the world who's like never even heard of the game.
I'm Ron Allen from Sony Computer Entertainment America. The game behind me is Eco, and it's a third-person action-adventure game set in a fantasy environment. It's an epic adventure of a boy born with horns who is imprisoned in a castle, and he escapes this imprisonment and tries to find his way out of the castle. On his journey, he finds the princess of the castle, and he's actually trying to lead the girl out. This game offers new gameplay, first time ever seen on
I honestly couldn't tell you why I never finished this. I definitely played Shadow of the Colossus first and adored my time with it. And I don't know what it was, something about going backwards to Eco. I don't know why it didn't hold my attention, because it's very much operating on like a similar, you know, similar idea.
Eco's coming out on PlayStation 2 this fall. Check it out.
It's the early 2000s. We are legally required to have live skateboarders at every event. Love the music, yeah. No, like the presentation and everything, like always seemed really cool. Shadow of the Colossus like kind of immediately became a favorite. The first time I played, I kind of couldn't believe that the game existed. And that was having not even played it until like the PS3 was already like out and everything. Like I played Shadow of the Colossus very late, and was just kind of like, holy shit, this game. Never got a chance to play the remake, which I think was generally well received. But I do think that the HD collection that they released on PS3, like that is the correct way to play those games. Playing Shadow of the Colossus at a legitimate frame rate is a genuinely better experience than it was in its original format. Even though it's, you know, we managed, but it is better when it runs better.
But along the way, you're encouraged to do as many tricks as you can. It reflects the attitude of what's going on the street.
Good fake, nice goaltending.
How are you gonna shoot over this? They make a great shot. They'll point their finger and let you know how great they are. You can goaltend. There's no fouls, so you're kind of encouraged to take the ball
God.
hard inside.
My kind of sports game, my kind of basketball game.
There could be a guy just sitting in front of the basket. You know, if you pull off a really good.
Remember when they used to make sports games that were fun?
And you'll have a clear line to the basket. So tricks are just as important as scoring baskets. They give you momentum to pull off what's called a game breaker. And a game breaker is essentially a tug of war. Say you make a 2-point basket, you get 2 points, your opponent loses 2 points. There's 6 unique players which we created, as well as 5 players from all 30 NBA teams. NBA Street, it's street basketball. It's coming at you on the PlayStation.
And this is still like with licensed players and stuff, and they were still having fun with it. Like, man, God, we lost our way. We lost our way so quickly. All right, let's talk about Ace Combat.
US localization producer for Ace Combat 4. I think most users will find it easy.
Apparently, NBA 2K26 has insane cheating problem with third-party devices. That's hilarious.
Factor is very high. We've actually used satellite photos to enhance our textures, and we have consultants in the US Air Force as well as the Japanese Self-Defense Force. So overall, I think most players are finding it easy to get into the game and yet enjoy the realism of it.
If I had seen footage of this game specifically, I think I would have begged my parents for a PS2. Like, because the thing is, like, my family like loves like the Ace Combat games, like on the PS1. And goddamn, if we had seen like how good that game looked. Easily the best looking one they've shown. Hey, it turns out when all you're rendering are a couple of models of jets and then a bunch of land masses that you never see up close, you can make your game look really, really fucking good. The Ace Combat games across the board all look insane.
1,000-year-old, part human, part demon. He battles against the devil and trying to fight for the forces of good to save mankind. He has the ability to transform into a demon state where he really can...
Anyway, here's the next Resident Evil game.
What's great about the game is actually the fast action gameplay. So you're battling with a sword, you're battling with guns. You take a demon, slash him with a sword, at the same time throw him up there, blast him with your guns. The pace of the game is just absolutely amazing. Stunning graphics, it all comes together just for an
All the Devil May Cry games, just about all of them, all in the backlog. And that's another one where like Valeno and I have already talked about that, and like he is absolutely going to be there for those streams. He loves that series. Yes, the DDR dance pads. Ah, I had exactly that dance pad. Anyway, fuck DDR. Here's hurdy-gurdy.
You're a young apprentice herder, and you have to learn all sorts of different herding skills, and you have to herd all these different kinds of animals into their pen in order to compete in a tournament at the end of the game against the bad guy who's actually put a spell on your father, who's kind of the main herder of this magical island that you live on. Hurdy-gurdy will be available for the PlayStation 2 this November.
It's a really weird, hyper-specific type of game.
Hi, my name is Saro. I'm a director of CCI feature of Silent Hill 2. It should be totally different from Silent Hill. This time, Silent Hill is no longer just a game.
Oh, God.
I think more than novel and a movie. This time, the main hero came back to Silent Hill because his dead wife.
It's so nice to be able to look at stuff about Silent Hill 2 before it became what it became. Seeing it removed from its eventual sacred cowness, where like you cannot criticize this game ever, nor are you allowed to interpret it in any other way than what the first like 3 YouTube essayists decided that the game was about. So nice when it was just like, here's just another video game that's coming out. Speaking of just another video game.
Hi, my name's Jason Enos from Konami. We're here at the Konami booth checking out Metal Gear Solid 2. This time around, Snake is back, and it's badder than ever. The graphics are insane. The realism is incredible. You can do so many more things with Snake now that you couldn't do with Metal Gear Solid 1. The PlayStation 2's hardware is so powerful that every everyone is just awed by this game.
All these statements about Snake are technically true.
The level of detail on the environments and the characters are much stronger and more real. I mean, they just look so odd, like human. This is clearly going to take the Metal Gear Solid experience to a whole new level. So gamers, be on the lookout for Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty on the PlayStation 2. This is going to be the hottest game this fall, no question.
Insane game. Truly insane game. One of the few instances where that guy was fully justified in how much he was hyping it up. So while they're able to hide that twist, it'll never happen again. They will never be able to pull something off like that ever again. It was such a specific rug pull, that like was just kind of like, how the hell, how did they manage this? And it's the kind of thing that it's just impossible now. Like, it is so difficult to hide anything from anybody. Even if you don't like spoil anything, like in like your own marketing, some dumb piece of shit will like get like an early version of the game or whatever, and then start data mining that shit and be kind of like, oh, we found files that make references to Revolver Ocelot's left testicle or whatever. And it's just kind of like, well, Jesus Christ, like you like, no one can be surprised by things anymore. It's a bummer, man. It's such a bummer. I have a feeling we already know what's going to be in bulletins. Oh yeah, I didn't even look. Yeah, everything is content. Exactly. Everything is content, and everything is about, you have to get the clicks first. You have to be the first one to break the story. You know, like you have to, it's man. Yeah. I've said before, and I've said it, I'll continue saying it. There's never been a better or worse time to be into video games. Like, it is, we are fully in just permanent double-edged sword territory from now on. I mean, we've started like skipping these parts because there's typically nothing really interesting in them. I suppose we can see, would they have put codes into these? This is someone, okay, so the first post that's on Reddit, which is from a month ago, is somebody who doesn't understand how this thing works. Basically, on PlayStation Magazine issue 49, there's a section titled 5.1 Hidden Codes, which state you should input these codes in the vault to unlock hidden games. But the problem is none of these codes work. You have to put them in the previous disc, my guy. You gotta put in the previous disc. That's pretty funny. Wow, so they were codes for the underground demo disc, a different disc altogether. That's so funny. This was a month ago. People were having this conversation on Reddit. That's hilarious. Let's see. Is there anything? There's a wiki page for it. Visual PlayStation Magazine issue. Oh, well, this is for the magazine. Do they have anything for the disc? That's a read-on file of it. I don't need the read-on file. I already have it. Yeah, I wonder if we are out of the era of hidden codes. It's entirely possible that they may have given up on these. Oh, that's spoilers for future issues. I do not want to see that. All right. Honestly, this is a banger of a disc. Like, there's some great stuff in here. Oh, we didn't go to the Tokyo Station. What's in here? Oh, how do I get that? Does that still exist in a warehouse somewhere? Can I put that in my house? I will tear down these shelves and just put that giant PS1 there. Is this TGS? Like what event is
Here we
this?
are at the Tokyo Game Show, E3's
Nailed it.
Japanese cousin. Now, we could have shown you all the big games that you'll see at E3, but we thought we'd take the proverbial road less traveled.
Oh, Monster Hunter represented.
It goes without saying that the Japanese are extremely friendly.
Break out all your CDs and shove them in your PS1 and see what kind of weird creatures you get. Toss in that fucking Chumbawamba CD. Get yourself the big eyeball monster, but this one's purple.
This is the Captain Love game. It isn't just an adventure game, it's a dramatic hero adventure game. You have all these conversations with the heroine and other characters. You use that to progress in the game. So it's not your typical hero thing. You battle using conversation, and there isn't a single scene of violence.
You battle using conversation.
Well, here's a game
What a
that involves
flowery way of
flamethrower.
saying we made a visual novel. Oh, is this
We made a game
Bashi
here
Bashi?
titled Judge Grilled Meat. The concept of the game is that you grill meat and serve it to your guests. The various preferences of the guest are set like so. For example, if one doesn't like carrots, you don't serve that guest carrots.
Oh,
You serve
yeah,
all the
yeah,
guests
that
with grilled meat
tracks.
when it's properly done. That raises their degree of satisfaction, and you complete the game.
God, I love how
Resulting in
simple
that
the
game,
concepts
I'll
could be.
leave This one.
This is a diet simulation machine. You run by operating the special controller and the calories appear here. So in this game, 1 candy is 1 kilocalorie, and you can see how many kilocalories you've used up over the distance you've run so far.
They made a step class game.
Well, cool and unusual controllers were all over the show, but the most breathtaking peripheral had to be this one.
This is one of our mini games. As you're exhaling, vocalizing into
How
the
do I get a
you're
copy
going
of
deeper and
this?
deeper. If you don't make it to the catch your breath level before you run out of air in your lungs, it's game over. We have
What
50
game
sets
is
of mini
this?
games like this. You use the mic so anybody can play easily. We hope you like it.
PS2 game with microphone. They didn't say the name of it. Did they say the name of it? Did I talk over it?
As the day headed into the home stretch,
Yeah,
we stopped
I
by
need the
this
game. Give me the game with the where you scream. No, not Lifeline. Google. Come on.
Where you raise racing horses.
Something with
Good
Iwatata?
idea is to get the sensation of actually being a jockey. We've called on the power of the PS2 hardware for the graphics. It's far more realistic.
Only the PS2 could render these horses so realistically.
At the final corner, you've got to use your whip and make that final spurt. Now they're on the final stretch. They're using their whips, and now they're crossing the finish line. If you do it right, you can take first place.
All in all, these games seem pretty cool. Just think twice before you give that diet game to your girlfriend.
Got to make sure we toss in just a little bit of light sexism in there. We were so close. We were so close. I am looking up PS2 game with microphone Japanese. I'm trying to find anything. Somebody mentions a thing called Yoke no Mariko. No, this was a fucking nightmare. Jesus Christ. Super Mike-chan. Is it Super Mike-chan? Voice controlled PS2 games. Okay, I'm just gonna scroll through this video real quick. Lifeline. It might be Super Mike Chan. It looks like there's like a bunch of mini games. This is it. This is it.
Hi,
Danny. I'm going to be as loud as possible this stream.
Yep, we're double mic'd for maximum volume and maximum video game content.
Oh no.
Hope y'all are ready for that. You're gonna get a double dose of video games.
Oh, I got this thing. Okay, we started playing in a different.
Life's too short.
This is a mole person, apparently. You gotta dig. Just eat all that dirt. Chew right through it. Yep, right through the solid rock in the ground. Just avoid all the bombs and all the unexploded landmines. Oh, you gotta dig through more rock. Just eat it. Eat it up. Just eat it. Eat that rock. Just eat it. Just eat. Don't stop eating. How do I get more air? Help, I'm gonna suffocate down here. Oh, I gotta go fast. Go.
You gotta scream for it, my guy.
You wanna try this one?
Yes.
Okay, I am absolutely going to find a real legal copy of that, and we are fully looking. We're absolutely checking. Okay. All right, perfect. I found it immediately. I'm grabbing that as soon as the stream is over. We are 1000% looking at that game. I have to know. I have to know. And I can't read Japanese, so I imagine as long as the only instruction is make noise, I got that covered easily. What the hell's on broadband? Okay, more fucking great.
We were at this year's E3 show in Los Angeles. We got a chance to check out the future of the PlayStation 2. Sony announced some cool new technology that will expand its power. Soon you'll be able to connect your PlayStation 2 to the internet, surf the web, and play online against opponents all around the world. And the first of a flurry of announcements, Sony Computer Entertainment in America.
Look at that AOL Online. Oh my God. Did you see that homepage? Remember home pages?
So that game developers, so PlayStation 2 developers, can create games that involve dialing into the internet, that use AOL email, that use AOL instant messaging, and chat.
God. Look at that.
The AOL welcome screen, all the AOL content, your buddy list, your instant messaging. It is AOL, all running off of PlayStation.
You're going to want to buy so many boxes of Cheerios to get 1,000 hours of AOL online access.
The adapter will include both a V90 modem for people who use a dial-up connection, as well as an Ethernet port for users with broadband connections like cable or DSL. This network adapter will have a suggested retail price of $39.95, a small price to pay for all the features it will make.
All three people who had cable internet in the year 2001.
Sony also announced partnerships with Real Networks and Macromedia that will let PlayStation 2 owners access streaming media in the Real Player and Flash.
Wow, Real Player. You know what I remember about Real Player? It never fucking worked on anything.
Into games that are typically located just on static types of media.
Clearly, bringing the internet to the PlayStation 2 will open up a world of possibilities, and in the next few years, those possibilities will expand even more. For instance, we saw a demonstration of high-definition video playback on a PlayStation 2, and it was incredible. The PlayStation 2 is playing back HDTV quality video in real time from a hard drive. So how will you be able to get HDTV movies on your PlayStation 2?
Look.
Simply download it from the network.
I know it's a prototype image. What a hilarious. Just fucking snap a fucking giant hard drive onto the back of your PS2.
Such kind of movie from the network in real time.
Wow, streaming HDTV video. It's going to be a whole new game for PlayStation 2 owners with the system's new online capabilities. Stay tuned for more details. The amazing online
Ahead of their time.
PlayStation 2 will start this November.
I mean, obviously they didn't actually figure it out and get it to happen on that system, but like it would take a while, but now that's just how things are. Now everything just has streaming video on it. Man, that's so. There's a part of me that wishes it still worked that way, where you had to just snap a goddamn like HDD drive onto whatever thing you want to stream video off of, like it's a Game Genie kart. Well, this is. I think you had to do that to play FF11. Probably. Well, this was one banger of a disc. This one absolutely kicked ass. Some good shit on here. The E3 editions remain the best. the most exciting thing to come out of that whole thing was discovering that Super Mike Chan game. I desperately want to see more of that. All right, where are we at? It's a little after 9. We got time. I'm not all that tired, to be honest. I got nervous because I started getting tired like on the drive home, and it was just like, nah, I know as soon as I start streaming, we're gonna be good. So let's roll let's roll right on in to the next one, shall we? Now I imagine, so this is, for whatever reason, it jumps from 49 to 51. I think like official magazine number 50 may have been like a PS1 disc. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I looked this up beforehand. It was a PS1 disc. It's only demos. From what I could tell, that did not seem that there were any like behind the scenes, no developer things or anything else like that. So I'm fine skipping, because we kind of skip. It goes 51, 53, 55, like, and then after that, I think it starts becoming more. Yeah, by the time we hit like the mid 56, 57, 58, 59. Yeah. So we do hit a point where they stop making the discs for PS1 altogether. So we're still in the kind of this like weird kind of like transitionary period for things. So I don't know kind of what to expect on this next guy, but we're going to find out right freaking now. This does mark it as a sampler, which has me a little concerned.
Having fun? And who are we pretending to be today? Laura? Snake?
And simulation. No, just a journalist on the run from her evil producer.
Touchy. Well, if you're done with your little holographic game of hide and seek, why don't you tell the viewers what's in this issue?
No problem. Hey gang, in this issue, check out Eco. We got the lowdown from the developers in Japan. Then I flew over to Naughty Dog to hang out with the creators of Jak and Daxter. For those of you who thought the 360 camera we used at E3 in our last issue was cool, the folks at En Route showed us how they're using it to give you a head-spinning look at things.
Head spinning, huh? It's kind of like an exorcist camp. You know, with the head spinning.
Begin simulation.
Who is that joke for, I wonder?
Now, where did I leave that laser?
What kid with the PS2 has seen The Exorcist? God, just a weird throwaway joke. Like we are like deep in the era of just like reference humor at this point. All right, we're back on kind of like the usual bullshit now with these. So we got the vault, we got a download station, we got the event center, Final Fantasy at Metreon. Oh, is it about the movie? Oh, fuck yes. We're gonna look at Spirits Within tonight, boys. Yes, the return of cool moves. Bulletins. Okay, Tech Q&A is back. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Ooh, I am excited about this one. What do you mean, oh no? Spirits Within is a bona fide classic. I actually really want to watch Spirits Within again. Now fully, like, so far removed from everything, knowing that it has jack fuck to do with any Final Fantasy anything. Like, it's just a branded story. I wonder if there is any part of it that is still interesting. I think I have that written down in my movie watch along list for Discord stuff, which, by the way, if you're a member of the Discord, I'm probably going to put up a poll in this next probably by this weekend, asking about doing like watch along scheduling for stuff. Kind of getting a bead on what works best for people. Because obviously, you know, I want to do these watch along things, you know, in the Discord, but I want it when people are actually available to watch it. So keep an eye out for that, because I've just been growing this list of movies and old shit to check out in there that we can't do on streams. But I will, if it's not on there already, I need to add Spirits Within to that fucking list. Thought it was going to be an FF8 movie before it came out. Didn't directly necessitate the Enix merger because it lost so much money. Oh, didn't it directly necessitate? I don't know. That would be interesting to investigate. It's entirely possible that that's true. I know that it was a massive flop, like a massive fucking flop. It kind of had like that Tron, like the Tron problem, you know, where it's just like no adult wanted to go see this CG movie. Why would they give a shit about it? And no kid who saw it could understand what it was. And then you add on the third layer of fans of Final Fantasy who wanted to see a fucking Final Fantasy movie, did not get one. They like it was a movie for no one, basically. So I wonder if that is the case. All right, let's see what's in the vault. What do we got in here? We got more stuff for Kinetica, more stuff for Extermination, Gallop Racer 2001. Hang on. NBA Street, Formula 1 2001, Final Fantasy X, a game I really don't like. Please don't tell the person for whom that would matter that I really don't like Final Fantasy X. I'm fine watching other people play it. Watching other people play is whatever. It's, you know, but man, I really don't like it. Blood Omen 2, Thunderstrike, Jak and Daxter. All right. 8 hours of Blitzball. I will say I gave FF10 a fair shake. I played up through the point. There's a boss fight fairly early on. It's like the big, like, I don't even remember if I remember like the boss design correctly. In my memory, it's like a big like worm thing that like you fight on the beach. Or you fight in like a village or something. I just remember there being sand or something. It was a few hours into the game, and I had done a bunch of Blitzball stuff already. I had done a lot of other things. I was deep enough into like the whole like sphere grid and everything. But I remember doing that boss fight, having it take forever, and then at the end of that boss fight, half of my party didn't get any XP because I didn't switch them out for a turn in the middle of that fight, and I was so annoyed by that. Like, that is the thing. I am pro XP share. Like, I'm that guy. I want everybody leveling up together. If it's lower experience points than the rest of the party, fine, I'll take that penalty. But if it is the kind of thing where you have to manually level up every single person, fuck that noise. I don't want to do it. And I got so annoyed that happened after a specifically very difficult boss fight for me that I stopped playing the game altogether. I was like, I'm fucking done with this. I can't stand these characters. I can't stand the way everybody talks in this game. And now the gameplay itself is like actively annoying me. I'm done. I think it's a good game. I was disappointed when it came out because there's no overworld map. Yeah, it's a very different approach for sure. I think that's when Riku was temporary. Yeah, maybe. I genuinely, I do not remember. But it is like the whole party is there by the time you get that. Like I probably played it for, I don't know, like 10 or so hours, I think. Yeah, I I just can't, even if the rest of that stuff like didn't happen, I just can't connect with it. I know that that game and its story, I know resonates with like a certain generation of people, and I'm very much outside of it. You know, like I can't get over. This is probably fair to say, considering like so much of like my own personal nostalgia, you know, is kind of like comes with a lot of caveats. Just like, I know this is bad, or I know this is like doesn't hold up or whatever, but I still have a lot of love for it. For me, it's like I can't get over like all of like the awkward like dialogue delivery. And I know the reason behind it. I know that it was like a weird like technical limitation where they had to match the file size like exactly to the Japanese like voiceover files because of some programming issue or whatever. That being said, the final experience then of that as a player is this really stilted, awkward dialogue throughout its entire runtime. You know, and obviously people point to like the Titus laughing scene or whatever, but what's funny is that viewed in context, I think that scene is actually fine. Like it is awkward because they are having an awkward conversation. They're like, you know, like she is asking him to do something very weird and unnatural. So in a roundabout way, that scene actually does work better. Like people point to it as an example of really bad voice acting, but I think it's actually one of the better moments of it because it actually it fulfills the brief, right? But everything else then is like just really weird and stilted. And, you know, like, I think Yuna's dialogue ends up being like the worst, what is the word I'm looking for? Not criminal. The word. This becomes like the worst example of that. Like her dialogue has like the weirdest pauses and the weirdest like breaths and stuff like that. Agreed. Well, yeah, the word I'm looking for is a noun, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, it is the most egregious example of it for sure. And also, and this again comes down to like a personal taste thing. It is so anime, like all of the VA delivery and direction, you know, removed from the weird like technical limitation thing. It's still very just like this like over the top anime style thing that just really just does not work with me. Like I just don't connect with it at all. As a permanent emo kid, I just didn't like Titus as much as Cloud and Squall. Yeah, totally. I think it comes down to like what resonates with you personally, right? Because that's the thing is like, obviously Final Fantasy X means a lot to a lot of people, and those people aren't wrong for liking it. But I think if you want like a more like self-serious story or characters that, you know, maybe like have a little more like weight to the situation that they're dealing with, or a tone that is a bit more I guess like mature or whatever, you know, like you want something, you know, like 7 and 8 do that. I think 7, even though I don't have any real like love and nostalgia for 7, I do think 7 strikes that balance of like comedy to seriousness with it. Whereas 8 is a lot more serious. There are lighthearted moments in it and everything, but 8 tells a pretty self-serious story throughout. And of course you see how that works out for 8, where the whole thing jumps 1,000 sharks, you know, and ends up eating itself. So it can totally backfire. But 10 doesn't work for me a lot, kind of for the same reasons that 9 really doesn't work for me. It's like 9's characters, they're all, everyone's too fucking bubbly and like everyone's too happy all the time, and it comes off as kind of like saccharine, and it just really doesn't work. So then when you have like a character, you know, like Lulu playing opposite Yuna, who's supposed to be like, well, this is like the goth chick or whatever. It's like, it doesn't work, because like now all these characters just feel like stereotypes kind of like playing opposite of each other. And it's just kind of this thing where it's just, Yeah. No one part of it resonates with me at all. Maybe Aaron, because he's just like a crotchety old man. You know, this ancient man who's, I think, 37 years old. And he's basically on death's door. In a weird way, I relate to Aaron the most. Let's look at this horse racing game. We're absolutely playing this demo. I will never ever touch Uma Musume, but I will. Oh, apparently that the menu time's out. That's interesting. No interest in Uma Musume, but I will play an actual horse racing game. This is a work of fiction. This is not the kind of game that you need to put that disclaimer on. I think we know that it's fake horses. Legends of Famous told through. Wait a minute. Oh, we missed that rough translation there. Oh man. All right. Practice mode it is. We're getting some weird. Hang on. Let me. Yeah, I don't know why I can't access that menu all of a sudden. Let's see if we knock down this quality a little bit. Will it fix some of the text? Yeah, okay. Let's do course all, grade all, distance all. I don't fucking know. I don't know what any of these things mean. Okay. Pick the form of your destructor. Rich Chatter, Bear Prince, Black Fear, Honest Bird, Piranha, Sanford's Son. That horse is a big dummy. Warm Star, Chick Chaser, Bojangles, Grimacing, Headshot with 2 T's, New Doc Rock, Silly Hawk, Flask Jack, Money Song, Chatter Socks. I think these are all lyrics to I Am the Walrus. This is a fucking Billy Joel. Rich Chatter, Blue Prince, Black Fear, Honest Bird, Pyrenean, Saffron Storm, Warm Star, Chick Chaser. Oh my god. It's like a fucking, it's like scatting. All right, I mean, fucking, I don't even know. Like every one of these is fucking amazing. Let's go New Doc Rock. Yep, that's what that horse looks like. It's not a bad horse model. Doesn't have a fully rendered butthole, but you know. It's early days for the PS2. They'll get there. Go race. Hey, how's it going? You enjoying the menus of this horse racing game? There's a lot of weird visual artifacts because PS2 emulation doesn't know how to like upscale text, but you'll have fun.
Now for the introduction of the horses competing for this race.
I am shocked that any part of this game is in English. Betcha, boy! Oh my god, these are all so good. Solid train. Train hit jockey. Loving image. All right, we got our first clunker. Boz the Hog. Winnie Betts. Oh, these are all so fucking good. Oh, Mad Chatter showed up. Oh, they're going to be upset because we didn't pick them. and then Bass. Where's Mega Man? Utmost Plan. Man, the way that horses are named is maybe one of the funniest things that human beings do. Sparkle Gem. Fucking incredible. Spring Mile Cup. Here we go. I've forgotten all the controls. And they're off! Coming up to the 7 marker, it's new Doc Rock in last fucking place because he doesn't know what the controls are. Staring at the asses of a lot of short men. It's basically singles night here. As they round the first corner, it appears that there aren't really a lot of things that you can do to affect the control of your horse. Oh, we have a slight collision here on the track. New Doc Rock making his way around the outside of the curve. He's taking his lead into first. Coming up, he is neck and neck with whatever the horse is on the side of him. Doesn't know what the name is. Doesn't know what the whip button is. He's moving the camera around. Oh, he has finally found the whip button. He's beating the absolute shit out of his horse. This is probably not going to work in his favor. He has fallen behind to position number 14. Whatever the opposite of a photo finish is, we've just witnessed one. Well, that worked out for us, didn't it? Our pace was fast. In stores now, and away you go. Oh, man. Well, obviously, I need to go get a copy of this game. What a singular experience. Apparently, horse racing, I can't, not even apparently, let's skip that part. I can't believe horse racing is so fucking big in Japan. Like, it's great. It's a whole industry. It's just because, like, horse racing feels like so American to me. Like, that feels like such like a US type thing to do. It's just kind of like, no, Japan has like a whole like fucking idol culture designed around goddamn horses. All right. Let's get into some of the other shit. Let's talk about Final Fantasy, baby. Yes, it's about the movie. Yes. I'd be nervous that this VOD would also get blocked, but no one's going to give a shit about this footage getting out there.
You okay?
On the day before the Final Fantasy movie opened, Square EA threw a little party for all the Final Fantasy fans at the PlayStation Store at Metreon, San Francisco. Final Fantasy fanatics lined up around the block as rumors circulated that the creator of the Final Fantasy universe, Hironobu Sakaguchi, might make an appearance.
At the end of this event, they burned this building to the ground. You were 2 blocks from the... You could have been there, J-Dub.
The party was in full swing, complete with raffles, Final Fantasy games, auctions,
are they auctioning off a board with some pictures of chocobos on it?
and costume contest where the winners received Final Fantasy toy
Oh,
sets,
look at
action
this.
figures, soundtracks, and exclusive Squaresoft t-shirts.
It's like, this is like early. That's a great Squall costume.
As they showed a video
Cosplay, excuse me. I was gonna say, this is still like early days of cosplay, where people weren't so fucking sweaty about it.
Fans thought about the upcoming movie.
We had to give them the lines to say because we absolutely did not want their real opinions.
Definitely on the rise.
Sakaguchi, you're my lord and god.
Finally, towards the end of the evening, Sakaguchi-san made an appearance.
Look at the power of that mustache.
We managed to pry him away from his adoring fans to ask him a few questions.
Hey, real quick, go back in the VOD, take a screenshot of that, and you can use that to verify your age on Discord.
The story and characters in Final Fantasy are different each time. And actually, in the beginning, the movie started with the idea that it didn't have to be Final Fantasy or related to it. But as we progressed, the theme progressed into taking the Final Fantasy that I've been working with even deeper. It is very similar to Final Fantasy 7 or 9. The title Final Fantasy just seemed to fit.
It's not.
After a press screening of
It's
the
not
movie,
similar to any of them.
someone wrote, "This is Final Fantasy." I feel the same way in that there aren't similarities when comparing every detail, but the game and movie share the same feeling, and that was really important to me.
Since the room was filled with Final Fantasy fanatics, we wondered if Sakaguchi-san thought the movie would.
Since the room was filled with Final Fantasy fanatics, we had to escape this man out the back,
You can enjoy the movie.
heavily guarded by
Even in the
security.
games, we create
I actually kind of like this movie. Fuck yeah, now we're talking.
For example, Final Fantasy
At
X
last, a
created
defender.
so you can
Oh,
start
Spirits
playing
Within
without
defender.
and enjoy it. People don't need to worry about that, and I hope they come see the movie. Making a movie and making a game are very different. But I guess since this movie is a CG movie, the computers and software we use are all the same. So there may be more similarities than differences.
I fully believe that he saw Starship Troopers and was like, actually, I want to make one of those
Very
too.
difficult, but I think our hard work and professional skills have paid off, and we were able to achieve very
Like
realistic
it
CG.
better than Advent Children. Oh, the takes are hot in here tonight.
Locating pathogens.
That's crazy work right there.
I'd like to make one, and I have a bunch of ideas that aren't necessarily sequels.
Honestly, that's kind of why I want to watch this movie again. Depends if you're talking about AC Complete or not. Oh, we're fucking in it. because here's the thing. I don't remember a single goddamn thing about Spirits Within, right? I don't know how anyone could. Like, what the fuck is the plot? You know what? I remember one specific thing, and it's when people start talking about like the old man character talks like says something about like the spirit of the earth, and then some other woman at like the council meeting or whatever says like, "You mean Gaia?" And he says, "Yes, I mean Gaia." And everyone laughs because the idea of Gaia existing is hilarious to these people. That's like it. That's it. However, on the other side, with Advent Children, is yes, yeah, Tread, you have nailed it. V1's kind of ass aside from the fights. So the thing about Advent Children, none of it makes any fucking sense, but the fight sequences in that movie are incredible. Like genuinely incredible. I think that is it Bahamut that they have that whole summoning fight and everything kind of like early in there. The Tifa fight's amazing. The whole Sephiroth and Cloud fight at the end is absolutely insane. Like truly insane. I fucking love it. The whole sequence where all of them where Cloud is like jumping up in the air, and then everybody is like in the air waiting for him to like boost him up, is stupid from like an anime physics perspective, but such a cool and fun idea. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it. Can't wait to see that remake. And remake part 3. I mean, yeah. Never saw the complete version. I just love FF7 characters and didn't like what the OG did to them. Yeah, so, and the thing is like, as someone who, again, did not play, so I didn't play Final Fantasy VII. I still haven't played Final Fantasy VII. I gave FF7 a chance, I don't know, probably like close to a decade ago or so. I got to the part where you're lost in the desert and I had to stop. I just got annoyed by it. But I do still want to play through the remakes. I do want to check those out. I started playing like the first remake a little bit, but didn't get very far in it. So the only reason that I had any interest in seeing or seeing Advent Children is because I loved CG animation. I wanted to see it just purely from a visual perspective. And it's the same reason that I wanted to see Spirits Within. Those early days of computer animation, I was enamored by. I thought it was incredible, like what was being created, what was being made, which is so funny. Now, like I have totally flipped that opinion now because I think CG is used like so aggressively and so poorly in so many areas now. Like it has become, like so many other things, it has become a solution rather than a tool. And whatever, we don't need to get in the weeds about that. So I watched Advent Children strictly just to see the cool computer graphics stuff. And I will tell you, if you do not know anything about FF7, that movie makes no fucking sense at all. And then I played, like I said, like the first disc or so of FF7 and then revisited Advent Children. And it still makes no fucking sense at all. So I want to revisit these things to see what works, what doesn't, what holds up, like, because the thing of it is that I think Advent Children probably holds up from an animation standpoint. I wonder if Spirits Within holds up from just a standalone story that's not tied to anything standpoint. Probably not, but knowing that you don't need to have any other information about anything and can just watch the movie like on its own terms, because I was definitely too young to understand it in the first place. Like I do wonder, like, what is it like to watch that movie today?
I'm in the process of trying to decide which one to pursue. So yes, I'd like to make the next movie. I hope people will look forward to it.
Good amount of thematic through lines if you play a lot of FF. Yeah, no, I'm sure that they cover, similar grounds for sure. That's kind of true of all the Final Fantasies. They all kind of like follow like certain like hero's journey tropes and things like that. In a lot of ways, Final Fantasy is like the precursor to another FF series, Fast and the Furious, where ultimately it all becomes about family. All right, we got some behind the scenes looks at Eco, Kinetica, and Jack and Daxter and NFL. We're gonna get ping pong balls, boys and girls. Fast and Furious' Burger Shonen.
The PlayStation 2 was released with the potential to create stunning worlds that game players had never seen before. Now, there's a game where that potential has been realized. Eco is a new game from SEI that puts the player in a wondrous fantasy world on a quest to save a princess and themselves.
The story of Eco begins in a small village. Every generation, a boy is born with horns on his head. The boy is believed to be evil, and the villagers sacrifice him to cleanse the village of evil spirits.
The real danger of these demo disc dives that we do is always the same, which is I am so easily suggestible to these things, specifically with video games, that anytime another game comes up on screen, I just want to go play that game. You know, it's just like, man, maybe we'll play through Eco next. And it's just kind of like, no, we're not. I know by the time this weekend gets here, I'm not going to feel like doing that, but it's like in this moment, like right now, it's just like, Mom, maybe we'll fucking fire up Eco. It's dangerous. This is why my backlog is what it is. This is why my Steam library has like 3,800 fucking titles in it. It's just like, I see a thing, just kind of like, oh, let's do that right now.
The boy is led away to a castle to be sacrificed. By sheer accident, he's able to escape. So now he's roaming the castle and trying to find a way out. However, and here this game differs from other games, there is another prisoner in the castle, a girl named Yorda.
Yorda.
Eco meets her, and, hand in hand, the two of them try to escape from the castle. It's a different kind of story.
Escape will not be easy. Yorda and Eco must first battle many enemies and solve a series of mind-bending puzzles to emerge safely from their prison.
I really, really like their approach to these games where they just kind of drop you into the world with basically no context. And you kind of like figure stuff out as you go. Like I thought, like that was why I enjoyed Shadow of the Colossus as much as I did. You know, at this point, everyone knows, like, you know, the quote unquote twist of Shadow of the Colossus.
The place feels like a famous tourist attraction.
But like exploring like this giant fucking world.
Scenery, the game is enhanced by the movement of objects, such as the swaying of hanging chains and the turning
And kind of like piecing together what's going on and everything is just so cool. And also like really importantly in Shadow of the Colossus, they don't go out of their way to like explain like the entire universe or whatever. They still, what information they give you is still narrowed down to just the story of your character, you know, which is how good stories are written. Still haven't played it. It's very, very good. I try to be careful about like overselling things anymore because it is what it is. But I was saying earlier in this very stream that like it became like one of my favorites like upon immediately playing it, and that was well into like the PS3 existing and everything. I came to it super duper late and was still like absolutely like enamored by it. Missed a lot of the late era PS2. Mine broke and I had a massive WoW edition. That'll do it. That'll absolutely do it. We were a GameCube family, so I missed the PS2 in its entirety. Save for Metal Gear. That was it. Metal Gear 2 was the only... Metal Gear 2 and Treasure Planet were the two PS2 games I had any time spent with, and it was because I, you know, sleepovers with a friend who had a PS2.
But it is still exciting gameplay. It took us a tremendous amount of time to master that balance.
I think part of where this particular game probably doesn't fare as well as Shadow of the Colossus is you are doing a lot of kind of like switch throwing puzzles and block pushing puzzles and stuff like that, and it's one of those games where like the combat is kind of like the same 3 swing combo all the time and everything.
We investigated a lot of different methods, developing different technical approaches to bring it to life on the screen. We worked really hard at it, and the result is the sort of game that you see.
But presentationally,
all of their work paid off.
Like I think it's gorgeous.
The PlayStation 2 to its fullest. Be sure to take a look at this beautiful world for yourself.
Sorry for all the throat clearing. Starting to get a little All the talking is starting to catch up with me. Also, as I recall, I'm pretty sure in the game, you cannot take damage. It is all about like protecting Yorta. Like it's kind of a the whole game is kind of an escort mission, more or less. And I seem to remember that that's how it worked. That you yourself don't really have like a health bar or whatever. It's just about making sure that like she doesn't get hurt. All right, let's look more at this. Let's take our third fucking look at this this body racer game that Time fully forgot.
It's a world where man and machine become one in a race for glory. It's fast-paced, futuristic, and a hell of a lot of fun. Experience the ultimate evolution in racing in Santa Monica Studios' sleek new racer, Kinetica.
You stand by. I'm sure you do. I'm not surprised by that at all.
Racing game that has characters that put these kinetic suits on that give them certain abilities to race up buildings and have speed in excess of 200-300 miles an hour.
We wanted a very, very.
What is the framing on this? What is the framing on this video? What is? I think they filmed this and they probably filmed it in 4:3, and then had to like scale it for widescreen.
The thing about Kinetica is that the vehicles are actually kinetic suits that the riders meld into, thus giving the rider incredible agility.
Man, they pulled these camera moves right out of their ass.
I mean, they're cars. You know, the wheels turn. That's really about the only animation that you have on.
Extreme G with panty shots. That's basically what it is.
They're people. They have wheels attached to the skins. The entire body moves when they do a turn, and we had to develop an animation system that allowed us to do that.
But Kinetica isn't just about going fast. As you're racing, you can perform stunts. And if you want to win, you'd better get your tricks down, because more tricks mean more speed.
Most of the aspects of this game are about speed, so...
I think in the final release of this game, they may have changed the horny.
It all depends on the look of the bike. Each of the bikes have 8 unique stunts.
She can do backflips. There's all sorts of.
I feel like I would have remembered this game more if there were just straight up G-strings in your face the entire time.
Performing stunts and racing, you'll also need to keep your eyes open for power.
I'm pretty sure. I think in the final version of this game, they actually did put clothes on everybody.
And they're pretty much self-explanatory. You drive over those and they push up.
And it might have been for like a ratings thing.
You can also siphon boost.
In the future, there are no
You
pants.
press one of the control buttons.
Honestly, in a lot of my present, there are no pants.
To be used at a later date rather than use it at the same time.
There's a reason the camera only shows me from this high.
Once you pick up 5 of those, it goes into kind of a slot machine deal.
There are some offensive attacks as well. You can pick up a burst attack, which allows you to knock other bikes out of the way, spin them out of control.
There's an infinity boost, which basically allows you to just keep pushing it and keep going faster and faster.
There's Infinity Boost, which lasts for a limited amount of time.
Boost even more. And then we have drafting, which forms a draft cone behind the bikes ahead of you, and if you can maneuver within that cone, you also get more boosts.
Kinetica has a unique control system, one that should help separate it from the pack of racing games out there.
In order to make the bikes feel very fluid and animated, we're using that sensitivity of the analog stick, so that if you lean slightly over, the bike will only move slightly. If you lean the whole way over, the bike will turn very hard.
Wow.
Both of the DualShock analog sticks.
Innovative.
The left one for steering and the right one for braking and acceleration.
And then to perform tricks, roll down the R1, and then at that point, that takes away the control of the bike's maneuvering from the left stick. And at that point, you do similar to fighting game type moves to perform stunts. So sweet.
Zoom out, I beg you.
And at that point, all you have to do is make sure that you finish the stunt and let go of that button before you land it.
With all of this blazingly fast
Could count that man's hairs in his goatee.
Advantage of all the power of the PlayStation 2.
The PS2 changed the way that we made the game very considerably. We had to deal with many, many more polygons than we did on PlayStation 1 games. Kinetica is pushing upwards of 15 million polygons a second. Our main characters, the bikes in the game,
have incredible ab muscles to place for the playing for the whole race. I mean, a lot of these people seem more machine than human anymore.
Than we threw into the entire scene on the PlayStation. Overall, it just made the game look infinitely better.
I mean, this character is basically replace everything but keep my ass.
Kinetica is an amazingly beautiful game with levels that you could never imagine. We asked Quinn and Tim to tell us about their favorites.
I really like the space station levels. We end up doing this thing where you open up into these pods and you have a lot of alternative paths to get through them. Kinetica is different than other racing games because of the fact that we've allowed people to drive on walls, pretty much go where they feel they want to.
The levels that take place in a power station have some
I
really
mean,
tricky
there were
effects.
2 roll cage games on the PS1. Get over yourself, man.
It's very kind of neon and glowing, and it's really those levels are really nice. I think those are probably my favorites.
Kinetica is a completely original game, and we think it'll blow you away. So get ready to strap on your kinetic suit and bust some huge tricks.
Sorry? Get ready to strap on and bust. Kinetica has a unique control scheme that you can play with one hand. Whatever happened to the developers of that game, I wonder? That was developed. Oh, that was developed by Santa Monica. Okay, so I think so I think it worked out. They went from Thong Racer 2000 to fucking God of War. One of the most popular IPs of all time. All right, let's get some more behind the scenes on Jack and Daxter.
Here outside the headquarters of Naughty Dog Software. Up there.
Oh yeah. Those first 2 God of War games are also super. That first trilogy is weirdly horny.
Must precede me because I'm about to score an interview with Jack himself. Let's head on up.
George's Bistro. That's really weird that she was standing in front of George's Bistro. Not that I have any idea what that is, but I was literally listening to a podcast today that was making a bunch of jokes. It was a Comedy Bang Bang episode, and they kept referencing George's Bistro, and that's really fucking weird. that worked out that way.
Naughty Dog is the folks behind that famous Bandicoot, star of the Crash series. Now they're working hard to make stars of Jack and his buddy Daxter. I'm going to get a little FaceTime with Jack and discuss his rise to fame. I can't seem to find the receptionist.
Well, Jack can't talk in this first game, so this is going to be a boring interview.
Excuse me, I'm here to see Jack. He's expecting me.
Jack who?
Jack. From Jack and Daxter?
Yeah, you might want to try the conference room down the hall.
Have you guys seen Jack?
This is some good bits.
For him.
Jack is just a CG character, but I can tell you anything you want to know.
He's a poly, not a CG character. What's up with you fleshies anyway? Always trying to claim credit for our hard work.
Right.
Jack is poly? That's pretty progressive for 2000.
Right now. But there's some folks in the studio who might be able to answer your questions.
Well, after wandering around the set for a while, I tracked down a few members of the Naughty Dog team who were quite helpful.
So that's a bit that went nowhere.
Adventures of Jack and Daxter.
Good stuff.
Jack and Daxter is about a couple of
Look
friends.
at this Blue's Clues bullshit.
There's one particular time at the start of the game where the 2 of them are exploring a forbidden place called Misty Island.
Show him again. I want to see this man. Yes.
They come upon a little vial of
vial of something they don't know what.
All right,
it is.
Jason, we need
Jack
you to just
throws
sit
it
crisscross
to Jack.
applesauce
Jack
on this
catches it,
green
and as he catches
screen.
it starts glowing. This is part of the magical force Jack has.
Trust me, it's going to be worth it.
Got transformed into this kind
They all look like little kids.
Something he's not very happy about. The two of you are kind of
I love
looking
this.
around the world trying to figure out what they can do to change Daxter back into a human.
The adventure begins with Jack and Daxter running back to the Sage. who's a
Spoiler
mentor
alert,
of
they
theirs,
don't.
In the village that
They
grew
never
up in.
fixed
What
Daxter.
can
As a
you
matter
do?
of fact, he ends up
There's
having
only
his
one
own
person I
video
know that
game
might
on
even be able to help
PSP.
you. Lives far to the north, and you're going to have to go find him.
That's surprisingly not too
Sounds
bad.
like some powerful stuff. What the heck is it? And where did it come from?
Eco is a energy force that runs through the planet. There are many different varieties.
No, Eco is a game being developed by a different studio about helping a girl who needs to have her hand held all the
Eco give you
time.
different kinds of powers to the game, and you have to learn how to use the Eco to your advantage.
We have Dark Eco, which
Can
actually
you
catalysts for all
say
the other
precursor?
ecos. Blue Eco, by itself, you might have, some sparks. You'd have static electricity rubbing your feet on the floor or whatever, right? You mix some Dark Eco in there, and you've got a thunderstorm. Millions of volts and just incredible power.
So, Jack and Daxter leave their village and set off to find an antidote to turn Daxter back into his human form.
I'm actually in Sandover Village, which is where you start the game. There's a bunch of huts behind me, as you can see. Those huts
Very
are the
good.
dwelling place of a lot
Very
of the
good,
villagers
yeah.
that you'll meet when you first start the
Reference
game.
the thing
And
that you're
all of
sitting
these,
in.
Villagers generally have something that they want you to do for them, and you can do these quests and tasks and get a power cell in exchange. One particular example is the sculptor in Sandover Village has lost his muse. She's run away to Misty Island. She's a little furry creature. And so when you get to Misty Island, you'll see
Man.
the muse running around.
This game has
if you catch
everything.
the
It's got
muse and bring
polys,
it
it's got
back to the sculptor,
furries.
The sculptor will give you a power cell.
Oh, my muse! You saved her! Oh, you really are the best. Here, take this power cell. I won't need it now that I have my inspiration back.
Well, that sounds simple enough. What else are those two going to be doing?
There's a tremendous number of different tasks in the game. Some are incredibly simple, like just find a little hidden place and collect a reward. Others are woven across a number of different levels. A specific example of these tasks would be in the first village. The mayor is complaining that the village has no power anymore because the eco power beam from the jungle is broken. And so you have to go into the jungle and discover that the evil lurkers have diverted the power beam into their machine, and then you have to realign the beam towers all across the jungle to connect it back to the village.
Jack and Daxter face a ton
It
of
sounds like
enemies
you
in the
made a
game,
lot of
like these
fucking
nasty
busy
lurkers
work for
who
the
are
player is
constantly
what
in
I'm
your
hearing.
face. But be careful, they're a lot smarter than they look.
They're actually quite intelligent. So for example, in many cases, if you come to a gap in a cliff and you jump it, they'll jump it and keep chasing you.
Oh man, see, this just proves that, AI has been in video games for decades.
But let's face it, Jack would not stand a chance against all those lurkers without a little help from Samos Hagai, the Green Sage, and his daughter.
It's obviously the same thing.
Well, one of my favorite characters is actually the Green Sage, Samos. Samos is sort of your classic wise man, although instead of the typical nice, kindly old man,
Samos
he's really
Aaron
crotchety
is his
old
name.
guy, yells at you a lot. He's always saying things like, "Why haven't you done this yet?" So it sort of adds a element of sarcasm.
Sounds like a great guy. Sounds like a fun guy to have in your ear.
Venture away then. And while you're out adventuring, why don't you make yourself useful?
Hey, baby. What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-Grav Zoomer?
Kira is Jack's mentor, the Sage's very cute daughter. She's not your typical kind of teenage girl. Instead, she's in the racer machine shop in the garage, building this A-Grav Zoomer device. She's
Speed through the description of the character, please.
Great! You have the 18 cells needed to power my
Let's skip the part where her design is weirdly horny. God, why do you have to say that she's a teenager? That's so much worse. It's so much worse. God damn it.
The Naughty Dog team spent a ton of time working on the details.
What
of the game
island
to
does
get
this game
looking
take
as
place
they
on?
can, and it shows. All the work has really paid off, especially in the animations.
we've created kind of a unique system for blending different animations to create smooths between what would be two totally separate animations in most other games now. I'll give you an example of this. If you're running along, you may be halfway in speed between a walk and a run. Well, what our game will do is it'll take the walk animation, it'll take the run animation, and it'll evenly blend between them to create a new frame that represents where your feet would be if you're running at that speed.
It's so funny, like this is such like common practice now,
and create a new unique frame of animation.
but it was genuinely like
exactly what you
new
need
for
at
video
that point.
games.
And what that ends up creating is not infinite, but a humongous number of possibilities, all of which, every single frame, are created just to get the right animation to make him smoothly move in and out of every one of his frames. And that's truly unique.
Smooth moves alone mean nothing unless you've got the look to back it up, and these two definitely have the look.
The character design process for this game was very challenging for us because we actually have now the capability of creating characters that we always wanted to see on either a video game or an animated feature.
Yeah.
And because of that,
Like
the
a weird
level of
little
detail that
orange
Jack
squirrel
has is
guy,
about 6 times greater
or a short
than,
green
what
old
the
man
level
with
detail the Crash had.
wooden
So, for
clogs.
example, Jack himself
Or a
is more
teenager
polygonal,
mechanic who
is
wears a
more
goddamn
detailed
thong that you
than
can
the
see
entire
when she bends
screen
over in the
has a
right
single frame of
direction.
Crash. Just Jack.
It's not only the main characters that look great, but the entire world really comes to life.
It's gonna be the one part of the game that doesn't hold up. It's gonna be the thing.
PlayStation 2, creating an absolutely amazing looking world for Jack and Daxter to explore. One of the things that really sparked my interest is the particle system.
The particle system is a very handy thing. It deals with little tiny chunks of stuff that you can sort of assemble together into making a flame or a piece of smoke or maybe ripples or rain.
Ah, yes, that classic unit of measurement for smoke. A piece of it.
All I can say is, wow, this new world really shows off the power of PlayStation 2.
One of my favorite visual effects in the game is when you kind of battle your way up to the top of the tower over there. The one with the rotating
Good
disc on
footage
it.
to include of them fucking up.
Down across
A
several
kind of
levels
basic
worth
platform
of
jump.
coastline, and you see your village and the beach, and look on towards the end of the game, and you get this awesome sense of like space, and it's just very dramatic.
See that mountain over there?
Each of these areas are pretty impressive in their own right, but you're going to be amazed at how big and cool this world really is.
One of the things we set out to do with Jack and Daxter is to create a giant contiguous world. What that means is once you've actually started playing the game, you'll never have to stop and wait for a load time. You'll never have to pause as you're playing to wait to go into a different area. And the camera never really cuts to say, oh, okay, you were in the forest, but now you're in a cave, so it's a totally different situation. You just walk in and out of doorways, or you walk across a bridge and you're in a new area.
25 years later, and this still remains like a selling point for so many games.
So I decided that instead of waiting for the game, I'd wait for him. Is Jack here yet?
Nope.
Is Jack here yet?
No.
Is Jack here
No.
yet? Is Jack here yet?
No.
Is Jack here yet?
No.
As always, you know, it's fun to, you know, watch these guys talk about what is honestly a lot of like really new and exciting stuff, and what a bummer it is to look at it with modern eyes. And it's just like, it's the one character. It's just the one character. It's just like so, it's just so sad. That's just kind of like, yep, nah, this is just the state of things. This is just how things were. And I'm not going to say nobody knew any better. The wrong people didn't know any better, you know, is just kind of what it comes down to. It's just like, obviously it becomes like a very small part of a much larger game. Not everyone, yeah, exactly. Not everyone can be like as mature and respectful as Kojima is. Anyway, let's just wait for the ping pong balls. They're coming. They're coming. I promise you, they're going to be here. They have to. It's legally required.
Is from the ground up a new gaming experience.
Chris Whaley's still on this, still rocking it.
Technically advanced, this game is the best game that's ever been made.
Until next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and
Pretty
the
much
year after that,
redesign this game
and the
this
year
year
after
from the
that.
bottom up, because The PlayStation 2 is a brand new platform. There's things that you can do on the PlayStation 2 which you've never done on previous platforms.
We have a significant amount of tackles, upwards around 70 to 90 different tackles. We've got 2 guys taking one guy down. We've got 3 guys taking one.
I could watch
down.
them
I
make.
don't want the players just
Oh,
to hit each
there we
other. I want
go.
them to need a hug from their mother
There's the
when they're
motion
done
capture.
Playing this game.
It's not for the meek. Well, we are NFL Game Day, which means the NFL is a big part of it. We brought in experts from the NFL.
Oh, no shit?
To show us, hey, how
Is
do
the
you
NFL a
capture
big part of your NFL branded
the
football game?
camera? What kind of camera cuts do you do and what situations?
Everything is modeled exactly. Finest detail, just like the real NFL. You're gonna see, when a guy throws a ball, he's gonna hold the ball, he's gonna throw it, and his hand's gonna open.
And there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of those kind of details that add up to the total game experience.
Our goal is to have someone walk in the room and look at the TV and say, hey, what game are you watching? I say, I'm not watching the game, I'm playing game day.
Yeah, it was gonna be another generation before you started getting those kind of reactions to things. I will say that did genuinely happen to me when the PS3 came out. I think it was a baseball game. It must have been The Show. It must have been MLB The Show on PS3. And I remember I was at Fry's Electronics, and I was a decent distance away from the TV, but MLB The Show was on it, and I did genuinely think for a little bit that it was an actual baseball, like a broadcast of a baseball game. And then I saw a UI pop up, and it was just kind of like, oh shit, that's a video game. Yeah, those like early, and it's so funny because I'm sure that if I looked at any PS3 game now, it'd be kind of like, yeah, no, it was like a video game. But there was some very like early. I remember being equally blown away by Gran Turismo. Was that 5 that came up? Was that Gran Turismo 5 that was on the PS3? Oh no, it wasn't even it was like Gran Turismo like Prologue or whatever. It was just like a demo that came like installed on every PS3 or whatever. And I remember like that like looking like photorealistic to me at the time. All right, we got some cool moves for Army Men Air Attack 2. Dynasty Warriors. This has got to be Dynasty Warriors 2, right? Metal Gear Solid 2. All right. SSX. Okay. We got a bit of a collection here.
Hi, I'm Jesse from the 3DO Company.
Hi,
Today
Jesse.
I'm going to show you a cool move for Army Men Air Attack 2 for the PlayStation 2. With this advanced cool move, you'll be able to use your helicopter's winch to conserve on your helicopter's ammo and weaponry. And this is how it's done.
This will be really exciting for the one person who buys this
In
game.
Army Men Air Attack 2, the player's helicopter can pick up any world object, like this baseball glove, by pressing the circle button and winching it up. The player can then rock back and forth, and if they press the winch button again, the circle button, and release it, they can bowl down enemy units and buildings.
Looks like it controls super fluidly.
Using this advanced tactic, the player can virtually complete the whole game and not use any weapons whatsoever. And that's how it's done.
Honestly, not entirely uncool. I will admit, picking stuff up and throwing it around. It's probably how I would have ended up playing that game, to be honest.
Hi, I'm Jesse with the 3DO Company.
Hi,
and
Jesse.
Today I'm going to show you a cool move for Army Men Air Attack 2 for the PlayStation 2. With this advanced move, the player is able to pick up a power-up that would normally be used instantaneously, pick it up, carry it to another part of the level, and use it more effectively in an area where it's needed. And let me show you how to do it.
Does it involve the winch?
If the user's helicopter flies over any power-up like this booby bomb here and presses the winch button, the power-up is instantly used. However, with this cool trick, you can pick it up, keep on moving, and don't stop until you get to the place where you actively need it.
Oh, we can blow up a dog.
This booby bomb destroys everything on screen. So if the user's helicopter stops, every on-screen enemy dies. And so the trick is, whenever you pick up a power-up that can be used more effectively somewhere else, pick it up, Keep on moving and don't stop until you get to the place where you actively need it. And that's how it's
Is
done.
that a cool move, or is that just like a basic mechanic of the game? Yeah, you cannot pet the dog. Yeah, as a matter of fact, someone please go update doesthedogdie.com with that, with the Army Men Air Attack 2.
Hi, I'm John, a member of the Sony PlayStation Tip Team.
Hi,
Today I'm
John.
going to show you a move in the game Dynasty Warriors 2 for PlayStation 2. In it, you'll learn how to unlock Lubu as a playable character by getting 1,000 KOs in the level Hulao Gate. Here's how it's done.
All right, we're gonna have to watch this man kill 2,000 enemies, 1,000 enemies in a Musu game.
And the enemy forces. The temptation is to go straight down the middle of the level, opening each of the gates in turn to make your way to the main gate. If you do this, however, you will have too many of your own troops fighting alongside you for you to get 1,000 KOs before the level is finished. Take this path through the ravine in the right-hand side of the screen, and do not defeat any enemy generals or gate captains along the way. This will ensure that your own forces are unable to break through and give you adequate time to get 1,000 KOs before you complete the level. Make your way to the east side of the map.
Fun!
And then go south until you come to the gate where you must defeat Li Ru to open Hulao Gate itself. And then you will find yourself in a hallway with a seemingly endless supply of soldiers. And after fighting in this hallway for a long time, you should be able to get 1,000 kills. If you have trouble doing this, you may want to go back and fight some previous battles.
I like the Cool Moves episode where they fight guys for a long time.
The playable character Lubu. And that's how it's done.
Yeah, so the cool move there is just play the fucking video game. Let's find out how to unlock the sword.
Hi, I'm John from the Sony PlayStation Tip Team.
Hi, John.
And today I'm going to show you a cool move for the game Dynasty Warriors 2 for the PlayStation 2. In it, you'll learn how to get a sword that increases your character's attack ability by +10. This is one of the 2 hidden items that can be seen on page 22 of the game's instruction manual.
This takes 5,000 KOs to unlock.
When you play in the Battle of Hefei, you must choose the side of Sun
Hefei.
Quan, or play one of the characters from his army in order to find this power-up. At one point during the battle, Sun Quan's forces will be flanked by the forces of Zhang Liao. Zhang Liao carries the sword that's worth +10 to your attack. You just have to get down there and stop him before the game is lost. When you defeat Zhang Liao, he will drop the sword that
Not a
gets you
cool.
+10
So
to your
just
attack.
play the game. Not a cool move.
And all you need to do is finish the level to claim your bonus.
You failed me, John, twice now.
And that's how it's done.
Yeah, thanks for nothing. All right, last shot, John.
Hi, I'm John from the Sony PlayStation Tip Team.
Hi, John.
This is a cool move for the game Dynasty Warriors 2 for the PlayStation 2. In it, you'll learn how to get one of the hidden items that's shown on page 22 of the game's instruction manual. This item is a baby that you can rescue for an additional 2,000 points when you complete the level.
Pardon?
Here's how it's done.
Wait a minute, what? What's that? A 2,000 point baby? Excuse me? Why is this a pickup?
It may not be there every time you look, but it will appear during the level as you play. It's in one of these 2 crates. On this
The baby's in a
map.
crate? What are we
If
doing?
you open the crate, you'll find yourself staring at a cute little baby that you can rescue for an additional 2,000 points when you complete
Someone
the
go
level.
update you can pick up the baby.com.
And that's how it's done.
How can you still have a smile on your face after witnessing those horrors? All right. Metal Gear Solid 2, a game with nothing controversial in it whatsoever.
Hi, this is Jason Enos. I'm with Konami of America, and I'm here today
Jason.
to show you some cool moves
Jason.
of Metal Gear Solid
Over here.
2. This time around,
Jason.
Solid Snake is taking infiltration
You just
methods
gotta
to a whole new level.
just turn your-
One of the first coolest moves is the new jump out shot, and I'll show that right
Just
here.
gonna. Oh, okay.
What
All
you
right.
need to do is go down any kind of corridor which has an enemy on the other side, get next to the wall, and you'll be able to see your enemy target. Jump out, shoot, and then come right back. The enemy doesn't know that you've hit him, and then within seconds, the enemy is neutralized, and Snake can go on his way onto other cool.
Early build of the game, the M9 icon is red instead of blue to
The
indicate
jump out shot
trank.
is a really important move for Snake to use, so be sure to practice it.
Okay.
Hi, this is Jason Enos from Konami of America. I'm here to show you one of the newest
Hi,
moves
Jason.
in Metal
You
Gear
got it.
Solid 2. Solid Snake can avoid
just
detection
turn
now by hiding
just the
enemy
slightest amount.
Before you
Just-
can hide a body in Metal Gear Solid 2, you must first neutralize the guard. To do this, shoot the tranquilizer dart into the back of the enemy. He'll be instantly stunned. Now Snake
Shot him
can
right in the
safely go up,
spine.
grab the body, and then look for a hiding place. Be sure that there's no other enemies around when you're doing this. And inside here is a locker area, which is perfect for him to hide the body. Let go of the body, open up the locker door, grab the body, go straight back into the locker. Snake will automatically put the enemy inside, shut the door, and now the enemy is completely concealed.
In
Snake will
classic Metal Gear
To
form,
survive in Metal Gear Solid 2, you're going to need to finesse this move, so be sure to practice it.
in classic Metal Gear form, it is a really impressive and cool thing that you can do that you absolutely do not need to do even once to clear the game. It's an option. It's an option that you can use, but it is absolutely not at all required. There's only one instance in the entire game where you actually need to like drag an enemy, and even then you can't like, you have to drag them while they're still conscious. You have to like drag a guy to scan his eyes for some door lock. But that's kind of the great thing about the Metal Gear games, is that the Metal Gear games have like just a shit ton of like options available to you for how you could, you know, like finish any encounter. And you have like complete and total freedom to use as much or as little of it as you want to. Also, can you guys tell me, is this DualShock controller spinning clockwise or counterclockwise? If you look at it in just the right way, it starts spinning in the opposite direction.
Hi, this is Jason Enos from Konami of America. I'm here to
Hi,
show
Jason.
you
We're gonna get it
how
right
to
this time.
Metal Gear
Just
Solid 2. Throughout
like
the
an
game,
eighth
there's
of a
many
turn
places
to
where
your
Solid
left.
Snake can lean over certain ledges.
Just acknowledge the camera
Occasionally,
exists.
An enemy will scroll by below you, and if you time
Come
it
on,
right,
bud.
you can drop down and do a surprise attack on the enemy.
Where are my keys? I need to jingle them. God damn it.
What you need to do is to approach a ledge and then jump over, and then beneath you, you can move left or right to organize your positioning, and then when the enemy is directly below Snake, drop down and attack the enemy, and he'll be neutralized immediately.
Cool move.
So be sure to check out this cool move amongst many other infiltration moves in Metal Gear Solid 2.
I feel like that all could have been one video, honestly. All right, and now we're gonna close it with a real banger. Here's a shortcut in some track from one of the SSX games.
My name is Saul Villegas, and I'm a tip writer for Sony PlayStation.
Hi, Saul.
Today I'm going to show you the game SSX for the PlayStation 2. In this cool move, I'm going to show you a huge shortcut in the level Elysium Alps. Let me show you how it's done. As you make your way through this narrow passage, anticipate the next two jumps before you reach the shortcut.
God, these games are so cool.
You are number 2. When you reach the small sign with 2 arrows, veer off to the left. And jump over the log.
Just a normal
Make sure
shortcut.
you're using your adrenaline boost the entire time as you jump over the next series of jumps.
It's a normal just a normal path you can take in the level. Not a trick.
That's the only trick you ever knew.
At the last part of the shortcut, what you want to do
Such
is
good
climb down
use
the tree.
of music, like across the series. Obviously, Tricky being the best one.
Avoid the obstacles and make your way back onto the main track.
I'd say it's cool adjacent, let's say.
Now, if you can make it all the way through that shortcut, you're almost guaranteed to get first place.
It automatically gets like a lot of cool points just by virtue of being SSX, for being honest. All right, bulletins is probably going to be the same kind of boring shit. Hidden stuff, blah, 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 fine print. Yeah. All right. Safely skip the bulletins as per usual. All right, last thing on this disc is the tech Q&A. Oh yes, it's going to be about the 360 camera.
PlayStation 2 is more than just a video game console. It's a complete entertainment system. Last issue, we featured a new technology that will expand what our PlayStations can do. This issue, we thought we'd tell you a little more about it.
First-person video is a 360 degrees maneuverable video where the viewer can control which direction they would like to see. Unlike a normal video,
What? Yo, what are we watching? What? What's that?
You're actually put into an environment rather than looking through a window at the environment.
This is basically VR chat. That was basically exactly what that game is like.
Very interesting. You know, it actually brought a person to another space, but it was only a moment in space.
Some random person dancing, someone else playing really loud, obnoxious music.
The concept of
It's great that the tech basically hasn't improved.
so the building of the camera was just
Kinda, yeah.
and our needs.
But En route needs more than amazing cameras to create first-person video. Once the video has been shot, there's still a lot of work to be done.
We used 8 cameras pointing outward. We're capturing everything simultaneously. Then we take, in this case, 8 video streams, and we run it through our process that seamlessly stitches all the images together into one video.
And then the human operator has to do that last little tweaking, and the mind can detect some very small errors. So he has to sit in there and just give it that final last little tweak.
I would imagine that this part of the process is no longer a thing that happens.
When En route was looking for a machine to play back their first
Like, I would have to assume that one of the first problems that they would solve would be the part where they need to do manual processing of that video footage. Like, I imagine that has to just happen just in camera now.
It's going to be the consumer that's going to drive the uses of this technology.
Oh, extremely proto Google car. Extremely.
Looking forward to working with the most creative people we can find to see how far we can push this thing.
Who is this fucking band that we keep seeing footage of? En Route Incorporated. All right. I think I already know the answer to this, but which issue is this? This is 51. I'm just looking to see if there's like codes for this one. I doubt it. I think we are officially out of that realm of things. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Still though, another like, man, they really. I mean, I will say this was kind of a similar thing where like the first couple issues of PlayStation Underground on the PS1 were like pretty fucking cool, and then as it went on, it's just gonna be like, so I wonder how long the gravy train is gonna run on the PS2 side of things. But I will say these first few issues that we have seen of it have been absolute bangers. So yeah, some good shit. Look forward to the watch along party in the Discord of Final Fantasy Spirits Within coming at you very soon. A lot of fun stuff in that one. A lot of fun stuff in that one, in both of them. Remember the one with Silent Hill 3 and it was pretty lit. All right. I imagine so the thing is like at this point, like I mentioned at the beginning, you're gonna get jump scared by Alec Baldwin in Spirits Within. You're gonna get jump scared by Alec Baldwin kind of no matter where he shows up. like I said at the beginning of this stream, there are like 60 fucking issues of PlayStation of official PlayStation magazine that were like specific to the PS2. So at this point, you know, like I felt it was important, especially for the PS1 era ones and then up to these first few issues on the PS2, to kind of go like in chronological order so that we could kind of like see the whole like transition and progression of these systems and everything. I think now that we are like in the PS2 era, this is a console that had games being released for it for like 13 years or some crazy shit. So I think at this point we can probably maybe like jump around a little bit if we wanted to. I will default to just doing these in order. But like I said, if anyone has like memories of like specific discs or whatever, like I will happily like go out of my way to like find like those specific issues and we can look at them, because I'm interested in all of these kind of no matter what's on them. We've only ever really had like one dud of a disc, and it was the 360 disc where there was all that fucking snowboarding footage in it. Like that's like every other demo disc that we have done, and this is like the 11th or 12th one of these streams that we have done. They've all been great. Like they've all had something interesting in them. That was the only time where the disc was like a total dud. Because who gives a shit about a bunch of like just random fucking footage of snowboarders, like like for a thing that was just like one huge ad for one resort, like one ski resort. It was just kind of like, I can't think of anything I care about less in this moment. And it was full of a bunch of fucking licensed music, so like the whole VOD got muted regardless. But yeah, so the list I'm looking at goes from 49 to 112. And it skips very few numbers in the middle. So we got plenty of stuff to look at. And that's just on the PS2 alone. There's still a billion other discs to look at, like on the original Xbox and the Xbox 360. I wonder... if there was any... I'm pretty sure that these were the only... The word demo disc for PC Gamer. But I wonder if PC Gamer discs... Did they have any promotional stuff on them, or were they just game demos? Because if there's like behind the scenes stuff and everything on them, then that'd be really cool. But if they're just demo, like literally demos, there's kind of like no point in looking at those because none of those things are gonna even launch on a modern PC. I only ever got the Pizza Hut demo disc. We definitely got, I think, 2 of those. We got, and I remember we got those randomly in the mail. Like we didn't like sign up for anything. Like I don't know if it was one of those things where it was just like they just took a huge fucking swing and just sent those to everybody, or if it may have been the result of like, because I was definitely like a book it kid, you know, like I got like the personal pan pizza for reading however many books in a month, or, you know, like I did that whole thing and did like the Scholastic Book Fair and everything. And so I imagine you must have just ended up on like a mailing list, like by being a part of that at all. FF demo one-shotted you. I did not get the FF8 demo one. The one I got was we talked about this. God, I don't even remember. Oh, no, wait. Shit, I think I do this all the time. I think I misremembered. It might not be the Pizza Hut disc. I don't think I got the Pizza Hut disc. I think what I misremember it as is we got a Best Buy disc and a Toys R Us disc. I think that's what I'm thinking of. We definitely got the Toys R Us interactive CD sampler. That was what got randomly mailed to us. So that must have been another similar situation where we must have ended up like on like their mailing list from. It had to have been something connected to the school system or something. I don't know, but yeah, maybe we borrowed the Pizza Hut demo disc from somebody or something. I don't know. I don't remember. The problem, you know, with these things is that at a certain point, like all the memories just start like blending together and just like, oh yeah, I definitely had that. And it's like, no, you fucking didn't. But what I definitely don't have any more of is time. It's actually super duper late. It's actually way later than I usually stream. But this was a fun one. This was a great pair of discs, and we will definitely we'll continue doing this. I love doing these. It remains true every time I say it. Like, I love looking at all these demo discs. It's so much fucking fun. They bring me so much joy. So we will continue on down this journey for sure. As for this week, I am not sure what the plan's going to be as far as streams go. I am busy on Saturday, so there's nothing happening then. And I am going to do my best to go see a show on Friday because it's closing weekend for that show. And I do want to go see it and support a bunch of my friends who are in it. Which basically leaves me with just Sunday. And I would like to do a long stream on Sunday, but I'm not like crazy about doing like streams on Sundays because then I have to go to work the next day. So we shall see. Otherwise, I may try to do a thing. I guess Thursday night would be the only other like weeknight that I have available to me. So we'll see what happens because as it stands right now, I don't have any like long play games in the queue. I think I'm gonna shelve Secret of Mana, honestly. You know, like the 2 streams that I did of it, it just wasn't connecting with me, and especially that second stream, I got like genuinely really frustrated at that game, and I don't see it getting better anytime soon. I think the problems that I have with it are going to continue to be problems that I have with it. So we're probably going to shelve that one, and consider it finished. It's going to go the way of like Disaster Report, where it's just like at a certain point the game is just it becomes like too much. There isn't enough there to like make up for its shortcomings where I want to like plow my way through it. It's also one of those games where I don't really have like personal history with it, right? You know, it's not like it's something like, cause like Alan Wake was kind of one of those things where it was like, even though I ended up not really enjoying the game by the end of it, there was like personal history with that one. And there was like so long that I built up an idea of that game. Secret of Mana is not one of those. Secret of Mana is one of those where it's just like, I had like messed with it a little bit, you know, in the past. And then just, you know, didn't end up playing a whole lot more of it. And now it's just kind of like, well, I don't really have a personal connection to this game, so I'm not going to feel too bad about it. And to your point, J-Dub, most people have said a lot more about like some of the other games in that series and stuff like that. And there are just like other options if we wanted to do, even though I personally did not particularly care for Legend of Mana either, which is funny because talking about going back to like the Dark Cloud stuff, the whole like town building aspect of Legend of Mana is what turned me off from it. But there are other like 16-bit RPGs that are on the list that are Legend of Mana is so good if you don't soft launch. Exactly. And honestly, that is like a very like that turns like a hard no for me, you know, like any game like same reason why like as much as I want to play Valkyrie Profile, like it's never gonna happen because you have to play that, you have to know so much about like the gift giving system in that game and everything. And it's a bummer. It's very much one of those things. So kind of like stuff like Draken or some of the other Mega Man games, let's say, you know, that if I'm there for someone else playing it, then I can totally get behind that. Like if I know somebody who really likes Valkyrie Profile and can play through all that whole thing, I will happily like be like backseat gamer on a stream for that. Legend of Mana, Secret of Mana, I think like are similar things, because as the guy who has to like play it and stream it and talk about it and do like all the stuff at the same time, it's just kind of like, I don't want to do this. But I can watch somebody play a game that's like outside of my comfort zone or interest level very easily. That is a lot easier for me. And you know, on that, you know, Mega May is coming up. You know, we still have a couple more months before we get to it, but I was talking with Valeno about it earlier today, and we both want to make Command Mission happen, and I've already said that I'm not playing it, but he will. So probably at the end of Mega May, probably going into June, as a matter of fact, the plan is for him to start a playthrough of Command Mission, and then I will be there in the backseater position for that one, because I sure as hell am never gonna fucking play that game myself. If he wants to play it, I will happily sit and watch. So look forward to that. There's a little tease for months from fucking now. But as far as like the immediate future goes, I kind of want to stay on this rhythm that I've started establishing of just trying to like knock out some more games off the backlog. Some things that we can do in like a single stream type of thing. Like Shatterhand was great for that. A Bug's Life, even though that game was annoying, was still great for that, right? Like 4 hours done, sign me up. Let's go for it. So gonna try to keep up some of that pace, because once we start getting closer to May, we already know what that's gonna be, and I guess I can just I will go ahead and just like say like what that's going to be. And I've already talked about this in the Discord and everything, so this won't be a surprise, but it will be a very handheld focused Mega May is what I'm going to go for. So we're definitely going to play all of the Game Boy games. We are going to do the Mega Man Extreme games on Game Boy Color. And then after that, depending on how much time is left in the month, I would like to try to also do Powered Up and Maverick Hunter X on the PSP. That is the current plan. It's going to depend on how quickly I get through everything else, because I still think that it is entirely possible that I could get through the Game Boy games to a night. They're very short, they're very straightforward, they're very basic. You know, each one is maybe like an hour long, if that. So I think that the possibility is there that I could like blaze through all of the Game Boy Mega Man games, or Mega Mans, probably within like 4 streams. You know, there's 5 games on it. So that's definitely doable. And then the extreme games become probably one stream apiece. It's also Mega Man X Remastered for Android. Okay, well, we'll wait. Well, listen, there has to be like an actual difference. There has to be something meaningful about if it's just they put a Mega Man X ROM on Android, then no. But it looks like ass. I'm sure it does. Well, so we will, man. As always, the thing about Mega May is that I'm kind of never going to run out of stuff. But I do want to do one Mega May that's all like the spin-off and lesser known guys. So I want to do like, that'll be where like Mega Man Soccer happens, Mega Man and Bass. What the fuck else? There's another one that I had on there. Oh, like the arcade games, which are very short. Like those are very, you know, those are very fast experiences. The Game Gear port of Mega Man, which I think is a port of Mega Man 4 specifically. but to run on the Game Gear, and that also looks like total shit. You know, like looking at some of like the weirder offshoot guys. And then, you know, of course, like balancing all of that out with figuring out kind of like where to slot in Mega Man Legends and stuff in that, because I know that people are excited for that game and want to see us play through it. And you know, part of our conversation today was probably even removing Mega Man Legends from the Mega May setup at all, and just doing that randomly at some other time during the year. You know, like that game is going to be, those games are going to be like commitments. Like those are going to take like a while for us to get through. So trying to lock that in specifically for Mega Man kind of doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in the grand scheme of things if I'm going to try to schedule a bunch of other stuff around it. So lots of plans and stuff going on there. So plenty of things to worry about later. Both Legends and Tron Bonne can honestly take up most of Mega Man. Exactly. And I want to avoid doing that. Honestly, you know, I kind of want to approach each one of those games as their own thing, so that we don't get completely wrapped up in it, because they're very different experiences from any other Mega Man game. You know, like those are much longer and more involved, essentially RPGs. You know, like there's a lot more going on in them, and so I don't want to like I don't want to try to marathon those. You know, that seems like a very poor way to experience that particular set of games. So removing it from a larger context and just doing it as its own thing, I think makes a little more sense. So definitely going to be doing the handheld stuff, a lot of the handheld stuff. Definitely going to be doing Command Mission on Valeno's channel, and then maybe sometime later on in the year we'll try to do like the first Legends game is kind of what I'm thinking. So all stuff to look forward to. But as far as this week goes, we'll see if I don't do Thursday night, I will definitely shoot for something on Sunday. I want to get out of this thing where I take like a full week off between streams. So we shall plan accordingly, but look forward to some other short game, probably grab something off of the Genesis or whatever. Maybe we'll find like a GBA game or something that's on the backlog. You know, there are options. The options do exist. But for now, we're going to get the heck on out of here. And let's go ahead. Is this person still on? They are. Let's go raid our friend Zatanna, who is doing, surprise, surprise, a big old Monster Hunter collab with like 3 other people. So I'll see you guys over there. Zatanna, friend of the stream, friend of the Discord. From the typical Neanderthal pool of people that I happen to know. Go wish him some love. Go wish him some happy hunting. And thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Thank you for going on yet another trip down memory lane. We only had like 2 instances of things that were just kind of like a bit yeesh tonight. So pretty good ratio for how these usually go when we go dare to visit anything older than 10 years old. And yeah, we will do another one of these very soon indeed. As always, you can find out when things are happening and get a bunch of other random conversations about all sorts of bullshit in the Discord server. Feel free to join that if you're not in that already. And between now and the next time I see you, hope you get to spend a little bit of your time gaming. Have a great evening, great rest of the week. I will catch you guys all in the next one. Adios.